Hi, everybody. Welcome on in. My name is Prim the Oddalotl, my name is Primrose the Oddalotl, but you can call me Prim. And welcome in to the Call of Cthulhu game that I am recently running. I'll admit that is the extent of my intro, so we're going to work on that and fix it later. And I think my mic has been off this entire time. Nope, it's on. Yay, I win. Thank you, I win. Stunning. But yeah, it is wonderful to get in. Happy to be back finally after way too long. But we are back now, and I am going to introduce everybody to the new crew. We are going to go from left to right of these wonderful portraits, starting with Arxie.
Hello. I don't know if anything else you need me to say.
So I forgot about that part. Let's say your names, your pronouns, and the character that you'll be playing.
Everyone can just call me Arxie. Some of you might know me, some of you might not. And my character I'm playing is Mallory. Both are she, her.
Next up is the wonderful Bree.
Oh my gosh, that's me. Hi, I'm Bree. I use she, they pronouns. I'm going to be playing Sid Jameson, aka SJ, who uses all pronouns. And I am just happy to be here and ready to be scared.
Third up, Mac.
I'm Mac Epiphany. He, him pronouns. I will be playing Silver. They, them pronouns. And yeah, bring on scares.
Fourth up in the roster, we have our wonderful Fox. I was gonna say Keith, but that's your character.
That's really tough, but
I know.
It's your boy Fox. He, him pronouns for both me and my character, Keith Briggs. And I'm gonna poop my pants.
I didn't need that image. Again.
Again!
Anyway, next up we have our wonderful Blue.
Hi, it me, Blue, they, them pronouns, and I'm gonna be playing Venus Redwood, who uses any and all pronouns. Excited to descend into insanity with you all.
And last, but certainly not least, we have the wonderful Chet.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'll be playing Sona Mitz. If you can't tell, I didn't make up that name. And my pronouns and her pronouns are she, her.
Now I want to know where you. Never mind. I was in here like, now I want to know where you got that from. Wait a minute. But yes, this is our full wonderful cast and crew. Everybody give them a big round of applause. And an additional round of applause for Arxie, who drew all of the lovely images that you see up here. So, huge metaphorical and literal round of applause, because oh my god, that took so much work.
Yes. They're incredible.
I forgot you had that, and I hate everything. Oh, that's gonna kill me very quickly, I can tell. Some additional things, though. The entirety of this wonderful overlay is made by my good friend Nico Batoon. Go follow them right now. Okay. So, to get a few basic things out of the way, I have not streamed in a while, but here are the general rules. This stream is, unfortunately, 18+, especially when I do horror or any spookier content. We like to keep these things adult and above bar. On top of that, Vivos Docent is a horror game. There will be spooks, there will be jump scares, there will be tension. I will be trying to actively kill them. Sorry, y'all. If you do not want that or if that's not your cup of tea, that's no problem. Go ahead and leave now. There is the door. But with all of that aside, we are going to hop into this wonderful world. So, out of morbid curiosity, every member here did have to do either some form of an audition or take part in the world building of this universe. What do you all remember about it?
Girl, I don't know.
Like in general? So like in general or specific to our character?
In general, I'm curious.
From what I can remember, because I love paying attention to like lore, there was like was there like a war or something, kind of?
Is.
And and then like the war is over, I'm guessing, or well, from what I can remember, and like they're all like industrializing at this point.
Something like that. Anybody else have
Prep.
point? Yes, dear.
Prep.
Hi.
So the war is over, right? It's over?
I don't think so.
Someone cue
Oh,
someone
jeez,
cue
it's
the
not
great
over.
comment or intro song.
Oh, no. The war isn't over. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, no, I think we're starting like.
You could have a
in
Benedict Arnold in
war.
this team. Let's be real. You won't get the reference. Never mind.
At all. I don't know why you thought I would, my dear friend.
It's like it's a traitor. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna like. I'm not saying imposter. No,
Play the Among Us sound clip.
I don't have it. So sorry.
Shame. Shame.
I don't pay for
Shame
Nitro,
us.
so.
I'm shaming you. You always have the sound effects.
I
Well,
know
I
this
don't have
is the
shit.
19. This is the 1920.
It's between the 1920s and the 1940s, so
Yes.
around that time period.
So, what I can remember, I guess from the audition process, is that we're in the middle of a war, and we've been trying to push, I guess, the other side back, like, to its borders, and so, like, I know we can't go past a certain part. And then also I know there's like two separate police officers. So there's like the regular police, and then there's the Department of Occult Oversight. I think they came from parts of what's happening in the war. Don't quote me though.
10 out of 10. Very nice job with the accuracy there. To everyone who remembered anything, and also just all players in general, as a congratulations for starting this game. You all will get to re-roll something for free for once. I don't actually know if this game system has something like Advantage, but we're doing it, so there you go. Use it wisely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey.
Thank you.
But with everything started,
Life or death situation. Let's go.
life or death situation, I wouldn't be so callous to you.
You absolutely would.
Sure.
Go to
Uh,
me.
But with that said, how about we get right into the story? Within the Outrage, y'all are actually wild. I can't
We're all
start.
just concentrating so hard on the story.
Yeah, sure. Y'all better be so happy I love y'all.
I truly am.
With the
Alright,
Outrage,
you said we can re-roll one stat.
yes. Everybody ready?
I think Prim is broken.
Oh gosh, can you
No,
not
I think
hear
she
me?
said advantage on
Nope,
one
there you are.
throw.
You guys
We can
couldn't
hear you
hear
now.
me. Oh.
No, we couldn't.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Haha. That explains a lot. Now can you hear me?
No, I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, so Fox is getting removed from the game. Neither of us.
Wait! Keith, no!
The game hasn't even started yet.
Unfortunately, I have to give Keith a happy ending.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
I know what you told me to do. I know what you want. Exactly. Are we ready to begin?
Mhm.
Yes.
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 This story takes place in the Outerridge Imperium, having found itself locked in a relentless war with its neighboring countries. To maintain both control and security, travel beyond the Empire's borders has been strictly prohibited without limited or special enforced passes and permits, this being enforced by a labyrinth of bureaucracy and stringent regulations. Outside of the Empire, antiquity holds firm. You will find old occult practices, arcane magics, degradations when it comes to technology, ways of light, separation. But within the Empire, modernity reigns supreme, overshadowing the ancient arts of the occult to come forth in terms of medical advances, technology, sciences like the world has never seen, electric or otherwise. And yet, whispers of forbidden rituals and dark magic persist. hidden beneath this facade of progress. Thankfully, we have the Department of Occult Oversight and Regulation, or DOOR, to help keep everyone secure on the inside and assist in those that would misuse the occult arts for their own gains. Not to mention the Outerridge Academy, but not the Outerridge Empire, in boasts the Academy, the greatest institute for higher learning that has ever existed, known for pushing the great to become better, prodigies to become gods. This academy is all-consuming within this empire. And yet, it holds stern. It is on one night in this empire that we find ourselves. Not on the war-torn battlefronts of the front line, not beyond the border walls, not in the quieter areas where things are slipped beyond progress, not even in the bright, shining capital itself. We find ourselves on the outer edge of the capital, a small but well put together residential district, housing many. Here you will find dames, lords, ladies. You will find the heiresses of money, titles, and wealth. You will find heirs that have been more politely disgraced and told to wait out their time in the limelight. And it is here you will find an actress and her home. Her home is unique tonight, buzzing with a sort of life that has been long left out of this home. For in the lower levels, people are swarming in and out. A celebration is ongoing. Her 30th anniversary of her rise to stardom from her time in the academy. Downstairs, there are hundreds of starlights running back and forth. Some getting drunk on things they very well should not have in their current conditions, nor in the current state of the war. Others dancing the nights away in loud, lavish songs and dances and dresses. The night goes on, and in it, no one notices that the host is nowhere to be found. While her home is full of light and warmth, something it has not seen in years. Far away, on the rooftops of one of the old academy dormitories, closed down, stricken, ages ago. Black mold, they said, but most knew something deeper, some sort of tragedy that had occurred. And as on this rooftop, we find Agnes Demond. She stands in the center of the rooftop, hands coated in paint, thick neon greens, reds, and blacks, strange, unnatural colors, as she works her hands and brushes across a thin piece of paper. She paints a scene of the Imperium, of her home. She paints of it rotting away, of fires and flesh consuming it whole. She paints for hours on end in this silent night, where not even students' voices pass. All are asleep. She paints, and she drinks. A red wine, the bottle and label marked with strange occultic symbols all across it from the base to the neck. She pours herself a glass and downs it before continuing her work, never slowing, the liquor never making her lines sloppy as she continues on her task. It is the crack of dawn when her task is finished, a portrait of her home. Holding it out, she takes a moment to examine it with pride, before there is a flick, and the canvas dissolves into flames and ash. Scooping the ashes into her wine glass, she mixes it with what is left of the wine and walks to the building's edge. She puts it into the wine and walks to the building's edge. Dropping in what is left of the ashes and a small pendant, a piece of paper with another inscription. She downs the entire content of the glasses, grits and all, forcing herself to swallow as she holds out the glass, just across the edge, letting it slip down to the ground, hearing the sound of the glass colliding before following after it. It is a long and silent fall. But when she makes it to the end, there is no pain. There is no regret. There is only satisfaction. Her home, still full of light and warmth and laughter and debauchery, sings out praises for her. While where she is, it is silent. None remain. None will see her. None will find her, not till morning's light. But in her mind, there is a single phrase, a voice being uttered, harder and louder and faster. Agnes, what did you do? Agnes. Agnes, where are you? Agnes, what did you do? And she laughs as she fades away. As she fades away, as the life leaves her body, as she exhales all the air from her lungs in one final breath of life into the world, the sky above, the moon, formerly a crescent, not fully a crescent, not fully waning, shifts and rattles. And for reasons unknown, turns ever so briefly red as it cascades over into a full moon. The red light fades just as quickly as it has come, leaving the night basked in utterly bright moonlight, while a song plays out. Across the winds, across the sound of the noisy car horns and peoples, even throughout her own home, this strange song plays through. We are going to go in reverse order, starting with Isana. Isana, I apologize. Isana, would you be so kind as to come off mute?
Yeah.
It is 2 a.m. your time, and you find yourself awake. It's not uncommon for you to be awake at this hour, but you are awake nonetheless. You notice the odd shift in the moonlight, but beyond that, where can you be found at midnight on a random day of the week?
I want to say she's at the biggest window in her apartment right now. There's like minimum light on, and she's just kind of staring down at her hometown near the Faith Hill Chapel, and basically picturing what her life might have been if she wasn't thrown out so early.
Is there anything near you? Anything that... Well, that's an improper question. Your apartment. It's a radio, yes?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. It's not all that big. She can't really afford a place too big, but she's also just one person. I'd say it's like a studio area, where like she has like a partition up to separate her bedroom from, I guess, the couch. And then very not that huge kitchen. It is quite clean, I guess, for a police officer. Because she was always taught that a dirty home is ungodly, basically.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she grew up in a very strict home, so
With
living.
it being the hour that it is, that radio would be on, would it?
Yes, for sure. She's listening out for anything that might happen at night and what's to come.
Your police radio and your normal one, tuned originally to the news, broadcasting whatever was happening within the hour. Very slow at this time of night, simply reporting on the comings and goings of few careful people and what was happening across the world. Crackles out and shifts. What plays through is a song. A strange song, one you've never heard before. You don't remember touching the radio to turn this one on. And the radio seems to not be on any particular channel, darting quickly between ones and twos, all the way to hundreds to zeros. What do you do?
So Sona's not all that naturally curious. She hears it and turns around, and it's really getting to her that it happened. And so she goes to like unplug it, see if maybe it was on the fritz or she just bought one of messing up radios.
The instant your hand comes within an inch of the radio, it shorts, sparking back to the normal newscast that you heard beforehand, as if nothing happened.
Yeah, she's still is a little shaken up by it since that's something that doesn't normally happen, and she just kind of holds it and looks around, I guess, to see where the sparks were coming from and why it would have done that.
You search your radio, you search the house, you search the wall outlet itself. You find nothing. It's simply an odd coincidence. The radios are decently new, silly. You're sure it's nothing.
Yeah, it might be time for bed. It's pretty late.
Very well then.
But it's,
You take yourself off to bed. Venus, if you don't mind.
Me.
It's a bit earlier for you. We'll say 1 a.m. midnight.
Hmm.
What does Venus do around this time? Where can you be found?
Probably at what's it called? Door 89. Like around closing time, if that's like around the time they're closing out their tab.
Now that presents an interesting predicament. Of the general group, who else would find themselves there?
Silver's there working,
bar?
so
At about
Yeah, I'd
1
definitely
a.m.
be there.
Very well then. We're happy that you're in order then. Silver, Keith, and Venus. It's about 1 a.m., 1:30, and you find yourself at this bar. Silver, no doubt, taking on your normal shift. Keith and Venus, too, in a different sort of manner. What exactly are you doing?
Would you say that Venus and Keith would be having a drink together? Or do you think like Keith would be drinking alone?
I feel like at this current moment, yeah, he would be drinking alone. He would have, you would see him kind of writing something in his notebook.
I think Venus would probably be up at the bar talking Silver's ear off, going off about Dr. Elias Taryn. You know, like he has no idea what he's doing with the goddamn academy. I don't know why he thinks he's better than me, or he has, half a fucking brain. I swear this was the biggest mistake in his life, and they're like just taking a sip of whatever it is they're drinking. Probably like honestly just a shot of straight rum.
What about the rest of you?
So, if it's particularly busy, Silver would be, slinging drinks everywhere. If it's a kind of slow night and Venus is the only one at the bar, Silver would probably be hanging out like, nearby them with like a textbook open but listening to everything they're saying because she's a really good tipper.
The only other person in here tonight is a drunk older man in the absolute back of the bar, slouched over. The band themselves is resting at the other end of the bar, talking amongst themselves, uncaring.
Yeah, then they're definitely hanging out near Venus with like an open bottle ready to refill when they need it and an open textbook that they're scanning while they're listening.
Keith, what about you?
As to leech off of earlier, yeah, he's just over in his own corner of the bar.
Are you the drunk man half slid over?
He's actually not on the opposite side of the drunk man slumped over, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the bar. I don't know exactly how the bar is shaped. Is it like kind of like a what is it, a half circle kind of thing, or is it a half oval?
That's how I was imagining it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if he's on
that.
one end of the oval, I'm okay. Well,
I don't know. I didn't design a bar yet.
I'm crying. Okay, you know what? Yeah, he's just on the opposite end of wherever that other guy is, and away from where SJ is, or excuse me, not SJ. Wherever Vic and Venus is, and he's just writing in from a far enough place it looks like it's a notebook, but it actually is kind of like a little postcard. He's just writing about his adventures today, and hopes to hear back from his people.
I'm curious who the postcard is addressed to.
The card it's addressed to a man named, oh god, what did I name him?
Did you forget your own NPC's names?
Bro,
Shay.
listen.
So it be like that.
You make me remember all of them. You make me remember Harold's name, and you can't remember Harold. Shame on you.
Yeah, the postcard is addressed to Harold, but Harold knows who it's addressed to.
It is on this night where you find yourselves, bar barely empty. That was lightning. Sorry, going through your regular routines and motions. This bar would have a radio, wouldn't it? Likely multiple.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Every radio, at the same time, cuts out into static. The ones that were off as well, the ones that were on. Even a broken one that was kept behind the bar, completely useless, cuts into static and begins playing a song. It is the same song across all of them, looping over and over and over again. No one touched these radios, but this is what they do.
What? When it happened, like when they all cut out and start staticking at the same time, I think Venus would have immediately stopped talking and taken a look at them. Just looked around the room at all of the various radios, and once they would have started playing, I think they would have gotten up from their stool, backed up a few feet from the bar. Is it a song that they recognize?
You have never actually. Roll for it. You. And only you.
First roll of the game?
Roll.
Oh my god.
Be afraid.
What would you like for me to roll?
Let me take a look. As a very quick note to everybody there, I like to learn new game systems by throwing myself into the fire. It's gonna take me a minute. That is lightning.
It's a learning curve for all of us.
I would like you to roll me a history. That's the closest to memory we can get.
The regular failure.
Wow. Wow, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You have.
At least you didn't fumble, but dang.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. I'll take what I can get.
You've never heard this song before. In your whole memory, you've never heard this song before.
I think Venus will take out. They always keep like a pocketbook on them, like a very like small pocket size like journal, and like a little. It has like a little like loop for a pen to be held in there. They take it out and they will try to write down the lyrics, just like a couple of the lines, not the whole song.
Oh, that's the funny little part. There are no lyrics.
Oh, it's just like instruments.
So I feel this is a wonderful time to point this out. If anyone is in the stream right now, or if our lovely
Oh my
chat would like to come offline, have you been hearing something playing? Not quite sure what it is. Those of you in chat, if you want to mute yourself and try to listen in, as it should still be playing now.
I just
Nothing
checked.
is playing.
I don't hear it. Yeah.
It's very faint. Yeah, that's much better.
Ah!
No, I have the stream open on my phone, so.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
It's just under your
like
voice.
just right, just under.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Venus is like looking around the bar and they're like, "Do you hear that? Is it like how is the band? I know the band members were like resting by the bar. Are they looking around like crazy right now?"
I muted myself. I'm so smart. That's not me. That is me. I muted myself. I'm so smart, you guys.
I think Silver is actively like trying to change the station on radios and like turn them on and off and figure out why are these radios acting up.
Oh yeah. As soon as your hand gets near one of the radios, with a loud crack, all of them stop.
All right, we're closed for the night.
What do you
No, I'm
mean
playing.
closed? I was
I'm
just
playing, I'm
getting
playing.
used to the music. Why did you turn it off?
That was above
Unfortunately, it's
board.
like
You aren't the least bit a little freaked out that occurred.
What? It was a nice song.
Venus like turns their head and mouth, "What the fuck is up with him?" to Silver, but so he can't like see their lips.
Like Silver's lips don't move, but like his eyes are like, yeah, I don't know, man. They be acting up in here at night.
it'd be weird.
They get weird.
Whatever. Well, thank you for the drink, as usual, Vic.
Anytime.
And Keith is gonna leave the bar.
Venus will pay their tab, leave a hefty tip in the jar. That definitely kind of sobered them up a bit. And they're like, "I think I've had enough tonight." And then they also exit.
Silver, you are left in a near empty bar to finish your shift. While Keith and Venus partially stumble their ways home, you encounter no trouble, no odd phenomenon. But you do notice the moon didn't quite look like that when you entered. Likely nothing. Sid, my dear, my friend, my ally. Oh.
I don't know about all that, but okay. Yeah.
Sid, it's about 2 a.m. for you. Where can I find you at 2 a.m.? There are 2 answers you can give that will make me immediately stop the stream.
So, okay.
Oh gosh.
I am absolutely on a park bench, looking through some photos I took, for this. Essentially, I'm on a park bench and I'm looking at a car in the distance with my camera, and I'm taking pictures of a cheating husband.
Oh my.
Yes.
Oh, you're having fun.
I love that.
Yes.
Hella fucking fun.
I have to make money somehow. I mean, I have a job.
Yeah, you do.
But like,
Do you have a job?
Period.
I mean, I have a job. Do I do it? Kind of, you know. But that's debatable. But yeah, I'm working. I'm doing a freelance gig right now. Someone's wife is paying me a lot of money to find her husband cheating. So
My
I'm having fun. I'm having a great time.
You know what? Round of applause for you having fun with that, I guess. Dear God. Sid, I hate you some days. I love you and I'm gonna fight you. Okay.
Click, click, click. That's the sound of the camera. Click, click. Oh yeah, these are good. These are good. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna like these. Huh? Yeah, okay. Good.
Is this your car?
No.
No, I'm sorry,
I'm not in a car.
You're in a park
I'm not in a car. I'm about to say, don't even play that game with me.
Sure?
No, I am not in a car.
Damn.
I would never be in a car. You cannot find me in a car ever.
Sid, are you looking into somebody's window right now? Where are you? Where's this couple?
So I would say they're probably across from me, in their car, in the front seat, getting very handsy. I'm like kind of obscured only because like this is like a bus stop, so I'm like technically behind the bus stop, but also if they looked really hard they could probably see me. But they're a little preoccupied right now. You see?
From within their car, you watch as suddenly this couple stops. They start speaking to each other. Can you read lips? Well,
what would I have? I would say I have learned to read lips. Now how well? Definitely not as good as I speak English. I'll tell you that. Maybe half as good as I speak English.
Let's have you roll a listen.
Okay.
Roll to listen, I guess. That's such a weird thing to say. This is a silly little game.
Listen. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
And while this is happening, I'm going to say it again because apparently I was muted the last time I did it. I don't think I'm muted now. Am I muted now? I'm muted now. I'm gonna scream if I'm muted right now. I'm not muted now.
Nope, you're good.
Thank you. Yes. So chat, there's a very little fun thing where there is a song that plays. And unfortunately, you are the only ones capable of hearing this song. Unfortunately, our party is unable to. Ooh, that was close, Sid. That was close. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. No, it wasn't close actually, because that's the wrong stat. Or not the wrong stat, but I put the wrong numbers in. Anyways, it wasn't close. It was a 20. My actual number's a 20.
Oh dear. Never mind then. Dear gosh.
So that was it was terrible. It was not good.
It's fine. It's fine. Sid, you're doing the best you can, but with how dark it is, you're really not seeing much. But you see the couple seem to start arguing, fighting a bit, and then one of them reaches for the dashboard. And then they stop. They look between each other and continue speaking, shrug, and continue about their activities.
That's suspicious. Did I see them did it look like they were reaching for something specific?
It looks like right at the center console of the car.
Is this a stick shift?
It's 1920 cars are exclusively stick shift.
Yes, it's not gonna think anything of it. And we're like, all right, that's weird. But I got my pictures.
Very well then. Sid, I assume you spend the rest of your night taking pictures and leaving yourself to your work.
Yes.
And our new last, but most certainly not least, Mallory, my dear.
Hello.
It is 2 a.m. Where do we find our little diva?
She is definitely still in her boutique, still working on stuff. Like she's working above out like over hours now. Still trying to like get her last commission done.
You could definitely say there's some sleep deprivation in your work right now, isn't there?
A little bit.
Then as a question,
Like this is over 9 to 5 for her.
As a question, how much do you really notice when the radio that hadn't been on earlier starts to play a song?
It definitely takes her a second. Like she's locked in, and then she just starts like, I did not have that on. And I'm guessing she's just gonna walk towards it.
Mallory, as you move closer to the box, the song becomes louder.
Like I'm gonna suddenly stop.
It remains the same.
Is it magical in any way, or is it like, or can you like not tell?
You can't tell.
You can't tell.
Just a funky little radio.
Is it plugged into anything?
Yeah, wall.
I'm gonna walk towards it again. I'm gonna see if I can turn down the volume first. Maybe I'm just thinking it's just turned up.
As you walk closer, the song gets louder and louder, echoing throughout the whole of your boutique. But the moment your hand touches, the moment your hand
there's
touches
definitely
the
another
volume
worker that
dial,
hears that.
song cuts out. Stops playing. Returns to nothingness.
Maybe I need to close up for today. That is definitely strange.
Very well then. Mallory, you decide to close up your shop and drift off to sleep.
She doesn't sleep at the shop. She still has to walk home.
You know what? That's so fair. I forgot you don't just live at your boutique. You take the trek that it is home.
Yep.
And then you sleep. Hopefully. Goodness. Can't have you sleep deprived this early.
Yep.
With that, the first night passes without event or notice. Outside of an odd occurrence, it is a normal night. Which means we get to take ourselves into the next morning. And this time, we're going to have some fun. And by fun, I mean I'm going out of order.
I don't like when you say you're having fun.
You love it. Speaking of, race! This is why we don't...
Excuse me, I'm starting? Oh, hell.
I said we're going out of order.
Well,
Nice.
well, I can't believe I fucking ran into this, but it's okay.
You didn't even. It was pure luck.
Well,
Bryce, morning approaches. Are you an early riser by any chance?
sure. I would say he is.
It's about 8 a.m. in the morning. You wake up, make yourself breakfast, start going about your normal morning routine, when there is a very loud and fast knock at your door. It is incredibly insistent.
I hope this is not one of my clients. And I go and open a door.
Opening the door reveals a young man in these fully blue work sort of jumpsuit. Opening the door, he bows to you and holds out what seems to be 2 different envelopes.
Can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I said, ma'am. We're gonna ignore that. Yes, I'm so sorry. Express delivery. They said you need to get these before noon.
Uh, well, you definitely accomplished your goal. I'll take them
I have
out of
6 other
those,
houses I have to get to, actually.
Oh, well, let me not stop you then. And I take the envelopes.
Great, thank you. Bye. And he just bolts down the stairwell.
Okay. And I close the door.
Do you check the envelopes?
Absolutely, I check the envelopes while I'm cooking myself eggs.
Whilst making yourself eggs, you flip open the envelopes. And you're going to notice a lot of strange things at once. Nothing dangerous, just strange. First of all, as you're attempting to open these, you notice it has a wax seal. A very well endowed wax seal of a bird flying behind the letter M. The envelope in of itself is also incredibly thick.
Hope it's money.
The envelope in of itself is incredibly thick as well. The paper inside, all of it, it feels heavy. Opening this first envelope, you see inside an embossed invitation card. Despite how formal it looks, the writing on it is scrawled very rapidly. It is an invitation to a funeral.
A funeral? Is this somebody I killed? Nah, that wouldn't be it.
Somebody I killed is a wild statement to just make. You have been formally invited to the funeral processional of Agnes Demont, beloved woman, sister, daughter, famed actress, film star, rising prodigy. It lists the time of the funeral below and the location. It's about 3 hours out. There's no way you'll actually make the funeral itself. But the second envelope is entirely handwritten. Still on the same stationery, but far slower, more methodical. Remind me of your full name.
Keith Briggs.
Thank you. Keith Briggs, you have formally been invited to, I believe the word is wake. You'd think I would have known that. I am right. Keith Briggs, you have been formally invited to the wake and will reading of Agnes Demont, hosted at her family home at 12:30 promptly. The will reading will begin at 2 p.m. Please be on time as we are unable to begin without your presence.
Why do I always get invited to these things? Whatever. And I just kind of stash it into my back pocket and continue with my eggs, because a boy is hungry.
I do not blame you. All right, everybody. And just very quickly, to keep up with our wonderful schedule, we are going to take a quick 10-minute break. But during that time, everyone else, after that, I'm sorry, not during that, after which everyone else will be getting their envelopes and information. So we will see you all soon.
Ooh, we get goodies.
Bye. And welcome back, everybody. Once again, I am Prim, the oddest of Lottles, and this is the wonderful crew that is playing Mortui, Vivos, Docent for all of you new entrants. Uh, Before the break, we had just gone through a very, very long intro, getting a little bit better acquainted with the characters and some strange happenings. And now we are moving on to how Venus's morning is going. Venus, my dear.
Yes.
It's about 8:30. You should be at work by now. Are you at work? Are you in the office?
Venus is probably just about to like put on their shoes as they're like drinking a cup of coffee. They didn't necessarily sleep, so like they were up, they just didn't leave the house on time.
That's fair. You're still in your house then?
Yeah.
Venus, are you rushing to get out of the door then? Considering you're late for work?
Oh no, they're very like taking their time. They got a mug in their right hand. They're like sitting on like a bench just near the front door. Their shoes are usually under that bench. They're like sliding on their boots, like drinking some of the coffee that they made. It's black.
Like you're so
Truly, yeah, like truly just taking their time.
Venus, you take every ounce of your time. In doing so, you see that a mail carrier runs by you. They go up to the building's front and just completely zip inside into your apartment building, not even paying you attention. That's the only real disturbance you have to your morning. You see them come out a little bit later, seemingly very frustrated, but they're still holding all their mail in their hands, so clearly they couldn't deliver it properly.
I think Venus will call out to them like, "Hey, a moment, please."
Hey, I don't really have a moment, ma'am. Is there something I can do for you?
Anything for a redwood?
Redwood, yeah. You're Redwood. You?
Yes.
Oh, great. Perfect. Thank you. They just completely slap 2 envelopes into your hand and zip away. They don't even bother explaining. Like they're running down the street. They start getting about halfway down the street, then stop, turn around, get into their car, and then drive.
Oh my god. I love it. Venus like just blinks after the mail person and then like looks at the letters in their hand, shaking their head like, okay. So that's the morning so far.
This time you only have 1 letter. The letter that you have is an invitation to Agnes de Mont's funeral. You notably don't have the 2nd letter. And you also see you're not going to make the funeral.
I'm not going to make it to the funeral?
Nah, the funeral's at 10. It's like 3 hours away. There'd be no way you could make it in time.
How the hell did I get the invitation for the funeral the day of the funeral? I have to talk to somebody about this. They like start walking out. They read it as they walk to work.
You reading any sort of this is not reading. Give me 2 seconds to take a sip of this tea and get my brain back.
Of course.
Tea, everybody. Resets the nervous system. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying. Do you want to roll anything to like sort of investigate or think or try to? I hit that on accident. Ignore that. Is there anything you want to roll to try to figure out why you got this so late, or like anything weird about the letter? You're just gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, no, Venus, I think would check the envelope to see if it's been tampered with. Like, it's extremely weird that they got it so late. They're sure that whoever planned her funeral would have sent it out earlier.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't actually know what roll that would be. I'm gonna let you pick. Roll whatever you think is suitable. You can even roll luck.
Would spot hidden be appropriate?
You can't use my roll.
Oh, no. I didn't even see that. Oh, well, very nice roll. But no, I don't know. That feels like the
I'll take it. I ain't gonna fight you. Very nice.
Nice. I got a regular success.
Reeling spot hiddens, you're flipping this letter back
Let's
and
ignore
forth
that.
between your hand, trying to figure out what happened. And in doing so, you run your thumb across the front, and the ink smears. You lift up your hand,
Oh.
and the letters are printed all across your hand. This was written maybe 2 hours ago. Barely. This was how wet this ink is. Maybe like 45 minutes ago.
Fuck. Venus like stops in their tracks, and they are looking like, did the mail person already pull off in their car?
This man was gone the minute that letter touched your hand.
Fuck. They say. They like kind of she like stomps her foot like fuck, like god damn it. How they walk a bit faster. Not a bit. They start like speed walking to work now.
You speed walk to work. Venus, can you tell me where it is that you work? And what it is you do?
Venus is a blah 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 blah. Words are hard. A paranormal investigator at the damn, what is it called? Occult Oversight Division.
The Department of Occult Oversight and Regulations, or DOOR. It is just DOOR.
Or DOOR, yes. They're a paranormal investigator there, basically because they have no choice. Yeah.
Fair enough. Very vague, yet very fair. Venus, you work at DOORS. Now, DOORS is a very large organization, but it's a very overlooked organization. Any case that starts to involve magical work immediately gets handed over to the DOORS department. This can be something as simple as someone performed card tricks and no one's really sure if it was sleight of hand or magic, to, hey, there was an actual arcane explosion on 7th Street. Because the department is incredibly overworked, incredibly exhausted at all times, and isn't quite receiving the support that it should be from the government at the moment, given the fact that the war is currently ongoing. Which means walking into your office, you notice that it is the usual degree of chaos that it always is. There are people running back and forth with stacks of paper, coffee, clearly some people that have spent the night here. Some have clearly spent the night multiple times in a row, and you're beginning to question both their health and hygiene, as well as a little bit of their sanity. But there is something off about today. Multiple people are crying. Many are looking at the newspaper, scanning it over. There's an entire horde of people gathered around one billboard. Not billboard, pinboard in the corner. Everyone else is trying to do their normal task, but it's very easy to see everyone's attempting to look over at this billboard. Likely a big case just came in.
Stomps over, moves out of the way of anybody in the way, kind of shoulders people out of the way if they are in his way. And they're trying to take a look at this. They're like, first I need to find Lewis. And then they see everybody is gathered and like, first I need to take a look at that. And then I need to find Lewis.
Venus, people at your job are known for giving you a wide berth. Most actively like you. They find you very difficult to approach, and crass, and blunt, and a little bit rude and forthcoming.
Yeah.
But they do like you. Like, never is fairly kindred to you. That said, no one likes to be in your way when you want something. So the minute the first person moves out of your way and you elbow a second, there is a parted crowd that forms. And what you see on the screen are photographs of Agnes Demont. Her body covered by a tarp in some. In others, only her arms and legs are visible. All covered with occult symbols and tattoos. Ones that don't appear in any picture or film of her. Ones that most people swear they have never seen on the few times they've met her in person. The entire board is full of a near conspiracy level. And all of these pictures are about 4 or 5 hours old.
What? So so somebody already knew about her murder or death, I should say. Sent me the letter or arranged for it to be delivered. And then, but she hasn't been dead long at all.
As you're turning this over in your head, there is across the entire, and this is also a fun, wonderful time to remind y'all, I am not the best at character voices, so it's a lot of just my voice. You'll get used to it. From across the room, you just hear shout, Redwood!
Is it Lewis?
It is entirely Lou. Speaking of, congratulations, player. You get to see what Lou looks like now.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Lou kind of.
Miss Man.
I'm just saying. Venus, I think turning it over in their head, it makes them take a step back for a moment. And they hear Lou calling them, but they're more interested in these symbols on Agnes's body. Like, they knew Agnes. They had, they've seen each other in passing. They would occasionally like rub elbows with each other. They had a friendly relationship, but they didn't know Agnes. But it still saddens them to see her in such a state.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they see the board, they shut their eyes for a moment, they squeeze them shut because they didn't expect that of all things. And when they open them, they exhale. And yeah, they're trying to look at these sigils, and if possible, I would love to write them down, like copy them in their pocketbook.
Give me an occult roll. Normal difficulty to pass.
Normal difficulty, occult.
Well, regular, normal, same words.
Same words. A success, regular success.
Yeah, you easily copy most of these words in your notebook. It does not take you long. It's a very easy process. But copying them over, you pick up something a little odd. You've seen a handful of these before. Not all of them, not by a long shot, but a couple handfuls of these you've seen in your original research.
Oh.
They're very common symbols, and not even truly symbols, but just letters. They're not sigils, they're not meant to be words, they're just spelling. You don't know all the words, but from the gaps, you see a lot of A's and E's, you see a T somewhere. Someone tried to write a message. It just did not work.
Wow. Having to pull like that memory of when they were like working as an archaeologist, rolling over, those like late nights, going through these things, trying to be very careful with their materials and the things they've uncovered to see what messages they could reveal. I think they just step back and they take a note of that. And I think in their head, they're like, she should be at a morgue, no? Maybe it'd be possible to see her body in person. And they're just kind of mulling over that thought, and they go ahead and walk over to Lou.
You begin to walk over to Lou, only to frankly run directly into him. He has been calling your name this entire time, and it's just been directly behind you.
Being fully ignored.
Fully just at some point gave up and just waited for you to turn around. Redwood.
Yes, sorry. They like motion the thumb back to the pinboard.
You're not on this case, Redwood.
Well, I didn't even have a chance to say anything. Why not?
Because I'd had the impression this would be a little too personal.
Lewis, you know me.
Yes,
this isn't
I
too
do.
personal.
I know you very well. I know how you are when you are given cases such as these. I know how you handle them.
carefully and meticulously, might I add.
I do not call what happened on Main Street either of those things.
Well, I didn't know that would fucking happen. I mean, blame the baker. I one time.
What about what happened at the academy? Or the new
Venus
or the new sympathy,
looks away.
or the theater, or the shopping district, or the residential district. I'm getting off topic. No, I actually didn't assume this was too personal because of your unique nature. I thought it was too personal because I was awoken up at 5 a.m. by this, and he hands you a second envelope. Please tell your friends that I am not your mail boy. The envelope is identical to the first one.
Oh wow. But it's addressed to me?
Addressed to you.
But it was delivered to Lewis. Venus will like pull out the one that they inspected earlier and they say, I don't know where these came from, but I actually, on my way out, I got stopped by a male person and was given this, but check it out. And like they show their hand with the ink on it and like the smeared lettering on the envelope. They're like, this is fresh.
Do you open the other envelope?
You know what? I think as they're like explaining this, they will open that envelope and see if it is also a funeral invitation.
You are opening and inspecting this, but you do not find a funeral invitation. Instead, what you see is, Venus Redwood, you have been invited to the wake and will reading of Agnes Demont. Please come promptly at 12:30. 12:30. The will reading will begin at 2:30 and cannot proceed without your presence. At the very bottom, there is scrawled, a car will be sent to your office.
I think,
like I said, personal.
Fuck. And they like take it from him and they walk away. They go to their desk. They yell back, where's SJ?
Speaking of, and the irony that I rolled a 2, Sid!
Oh, really?
Am I in jail?
Sid, where are you?
Oh
also, you know what? Give me a luck roll, and if you fail, you woke up in jail.
Okay. No, I heart success. I'm not in jail, y'all.
Thank you. Nice.
You wake up on that park bench.
Fantastic.
To a male person overhead going, excuse me.
Yes. Yes. I wasn't really. Hi?
Are you Jameson?
Yes.
Sid, Jameson?
That is my last name. Yep, and that's my first name. You got it right.
Cool, great. Get an address. He drops 2 envelopes on your chest and walks away.
I hold up both, and I'm like, okay. Does it look like it was sent by somebody who hates me?
No, not in the slightest. So the paper and the envelopes are actually on Agnes's letterhead. This was written from her house. This was sent from her house and from her estate, proper.
SJ's like, oh, fantastic, finally. Some recognition for the hard work that I do for this city. And
yeah. To both a funeral and an invitation to a wake and will reading.
So I look at both of them. I just toss the one for the funeral.
That's entirely fair because the funeral starts the moment you wake up. You look at a clock.
Yeah, I'm not going to that. That's,
ow,
please.
I died.
Matter of fact, this person is not efficient at all. I should have gotten this days ago. Whatever. And I look at the will reading, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this is my big break. I am going to have answers to all the questions in my article that she refused to answer. This is great. I immediately where would Venus be at this time? I would know Venus would be at work.
You know
right?
Venus would be at work.
Oh, I go. I'm like, oh, this is great. I get up and I just walk to the station.
Sid, you march into Venus Station, throw open the doors, declare yourself, and you can just hear Lewis goes, fuck. He just senses your presence.
I just go, hey, Lulu. Hey, how you doing? Anyways,
Redwood, get them.
V!
Get them.
SJ.
V! And I come over. We have a handshake. We do a little handshake.
We do have a little handshake.
Lou is losing
I'm like,
his shit.
I'm like, Venus, you will never believe what just happened. I was on the park bench taking pictures of cheating couples, as I do, you know. And I got this letter for a will reading. Do you think I'm finally going to be recognized for that article that I wrote like a year ago that was not appreciated?
Well, funny you say that. I also got an invitation to this will reading. But no, I mean Agnes, she's dead. She died. Her case is actually in the department, and Lewis won't let me on it because he says it's too personal to me.
If you're invited to the... I'm not explaining this to you, Redwood. I am literally your superior.
Just saying.
I am your
Okay,
Venus like hooks arm with SJ and like goes to the coffee room so Lewis won't hear us anymore.
You can hear Lewis throwing it. Lewis is like, here's the thing, Lewis is the most patient, rule-bound, strict military man that you actually know. And he is throwing a tantrum in the lobby.
If you are bringing me to the coffee room, I am yelling at Lewis. I'm like, what do you mean they're too close? There are over 600 people invited to I just got this invitation.
Like everybody's going.
Everybody in town. Matter of fact, because you didn't get it, Lewis, you must be a loser. Anyways, and then I go to...
He will not arrest you.
We I think I make like a cup of coffee for myself. And what does SJ like? Tea, coffee? What type of person are they?
Oh, you know SJ drinks tea. I mean, not tea, coffee. But like extremely
Is it really
strong.
sweet?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Like strong and sweet. It's like the equivalent, if y'all don't have an espresso machine, which of course you don't, they are like, just give me 3 cups and give me the creamer. Just give me the bottle of creamer and all the sugars, and I'll take care of it. I'll do it myself.
Though they provide all of that, and Venus is like goes on to say, so yeah, Agnes is dead. I actually got an invite to her funeral, and they like hold up the envelope, and it's weird though because she was just found like fucking 4 hours ago, and I have an invitation to her funeral. The envelope had to have been made today. And I couldn't even fucking catch the mail person to ask them what this was about. They were in a hurry, I guess. But this is weird. No?
Okay. So just to make sure we're on the same page. She was found 4 hours ago?
She was found, at least what I can gather from the board out there, she was found 4 hours ago. She's on the ground, has a bunch of letters on her. And yeah, my letter for the my invitation for the will reading came to the office, but the invitation for the funeral came to my home.
So this is very interesting because that male person found me on the park bench, which I think is creepy because I don't, you know me, I don't sleep on the same park bench in a row ever because, you know, my enemies could find me there.
Of course.
But so the fact that one was delivered to your home and then your work, but then delivered to me on the streets.
This is somebody who knows where the fuck we are at.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I like to know where people are. I don't like people to know where I'm at.
I don't like for people to know where I'm at. I don't fuck with that. I don't like that at all.
Exactly. We're on the same page. Something I also am concerned / confused about. I'm pretty sure Agnes didn't like me. Like, I talk a big game. But I'm pretty sure she didn't like me. And two, or three, I guess. Wouldn't if either she died a little over 4 hours ago, and these people work very quickly, or has she been dead for much, much longer? And in which case, who knew about her death before the police or the news?
Hmm.
Definitely the news.
That that last point is an extremely good point. I mean, I guess will find out a little bit more at this will reading. I mean, because why would she invite you? I mean, and honestly, why would she invite me? We weren't close. We were cool, cordial, but we weren't close by any means.
This is either a setup or we are getting rewarded for the amazing accomplishments that we have achieved throughout our lifetime. In which case, we should. So, either way, it's a story. So
You both hear a
Venus.
knock on the door of the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
Lou doesn't tilt his head in, but another officer does. He just goes, Lou wanted me to tell you your guys' car is here.
What
wait
the
for
fuck?
both of us.
I guess. I don't know.
Now that's creepy. That's creepy,
the
right?
Officer also goes, by the way, hi, Sid.
Oh, hi! Oh my gosh, how's the wife and kids?
Very good, very good. My little one just learned how to draw. And he just starts,
Oh my
he starts ranting about his daughter.
Oh my
Venus is
gosh,
like,
please bring a picture of the drawing. You have to. Actually, it should be hung up on.
That's
Oh,
so cute.
fantastic. This is great.
Do you all get in the car?
Venus, I think, is like, okay, first, let me go talk to Lou for a second, and let's see what this is about. Fuck, I feel like I should just carry my shotgun with me all the time, but Louis said that that's not a good idea, so I don't. But I really feel like times like this, where I may be walking into some stuff, it would be useful. And they go over and like talk to Louis.
Oh, hey, car's here for you. And your
yeah,
friend.
I wave at Lou in the background.
I will take SJ and keep an eye on SJ. We'll be fine. But before I go, I know you don't want me on the case, but I feel like I'm already involved. And they like slap the invitation to the funeral down on his desk. And they're like, I just got this morning.
Yeah, I know. Most of the city got that. It's the other one.
What the hell?
It's the other one. Look, I don't know a lot about the people at the academy. I know you don't like to talk about it, so I'm not going to pressure you or anything, but I think you're just too close to this one, okay? Especially if you're getting right into the wake and the will reading, those tend to be a lot more intimate, so just sit this one out. Maybe take a few days off if you need them. You have the time and courage, you can do it.
They like lean back. They put their hands up, kind of, they walk back and like put their hands up and get like the giving up motion. And they're like, all right, I'm not taking off work, but I'll let it go. And they turn on their heel and walk with SJ.
Goodbye,
and when we get far enough from goodbye, Lou. When we get far away, they're like, I'm going on that fucking case.
Period.
Wild. The car outside it's just a very simple black car. Driver behind looks very friendly.
Looks very fine?
Friendly! What? Yes, now they're the hottest person you've ever seen. Okay, congratulations. Right. You found the hot people. Moving on.
I'm gonna go up to the driver window and I'm be like, hey, so is this place close enough to walk to, or like take a scooter or a skateboard?
I mean, it's 3 hours away. Even if I drive, we're getting pretty late. It took me a while to find here. You could technically take the city tram, but that might be just as long. I'm a real safe driver. Promise. I have a whole year of experience under my belt.
Oh, a year. Interesting.
Cars have been out
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
maybe 20.
How old does this
Okay.
person look? Does this person look like?
He's like 19.
Oh, SJ looks every.
I think Venus like has been staring at the driver the entire time on the passenger side window, like they're laying on that side, and they
The
have been
driver's
staring at
trying
him while he's
so
been
hard
talking
not to
that shit.
freak out about the fact you were staring at him.
And they're like, "Who's your boss? Who hired you?"
Oh, the DeMont estate sent me over. They sent me over to collect everyone for the will reading that wasn't immediate family or just already in the neighborhood.
So we're not the only ones that you'll be picking up.
Oh, no. They gave us a list and we got to choose which ones to go to. I've never actually seen the door building, so I really wanted to take a chance to see it. Never on this side of town
Okay.
enough.
What's your name?
Fuck you, that's it. That's what his name is.
Yeah. Venus like, I remember that. And I think they will go ahead and get in the
No,
car.
that was me going, God damn, I have to pull up a generator.
Oh.
You know you're supposed to have a bunch of list of names, Grim.
You know
You
what?
know that.
His name
I'm
should be
gonna do.
Gregory.
You know what? I'm going to revive the tradition that I have in all of my other games. NPCs that are on the spots. Men will be Steve. Women will be Sophia. Says, "Oh, my name's Steve. Nice to meet you."
Noted.
But what if they
I'm
become
going
important?
to remember
If y'all
your
somehow
face.
get attached to them, I will give them a middle name that everyone calls them or a nickname. Please don't get attached to them. I'm begging.
SJ does not want to get in this car, but once they see Venus get in, they will get in, but they are like right next to Venus. They have their seatbelt on and they are like holding your arm very tightly.
Venus is completely calm inside the car. They're like looking out the windows, just taking note of where they're going. They like use their other hand to pat SJ's shoulder, like it's fine. I mean, it's two of us.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about us going there. I'm actually very excited to be at the will reading, even if it's dangerous. I don't like this vehicle. Stop!
Oh.
Stop! There's a stop sign! There's a stop sign!
Stop
You
signs
stopped
didn't exist
early at the... Oh, dang, they didn't? Wow. And you know what? This is how we get into crashes, because people don't stop. People don't stop before they just keep going. They don't look.
So
That shit's gonna be like this the whole time.
welcome to information that I have way too much of. A lot of things you consider nowadays as part of regular traffic did not exist when cars were invented because they were not concerned. Streets were for pedestrians and were effectively giant sidewalks, and you only occasionally had the city tram. Cars started the need for actual regulation of streets. I know too much history. You will have to deal with this the entirety of this campaign. You'll have to deal with me history dumping on y'all. Suffer.
I love it, and I'm excited for that.
But you all pile onto the car, and it drives its way down to the residential area. Silver, my friend, my buddy, my pal. Actually, I don't know if it's copyrighted. Silver is mooted.
Dun, 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 dun. Shit.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Your icon on my end shows that you are muted. That is weird.
Oh yeah, you're right. The icon does say the silver is
Cool.
needed.
There we go. You're fixed.
Nice.
Silver, you had a late night yesterday, so you definitely wake up later than you're used to at 10. What are you doing with your morning?
And showering, getting dressed, going over my med books. Is it like a weekday or?
I I would say that everything happened. I would say that it's like a Thursday. Let's call it a Thursday. I don't know. I'm gonna call it a Thursday.
I probably have like an afternoon class that I need to get ready for.
That would track, actually. You,
So yeah.
you, while you are getting ready for your morning class, getting your task done, there's a knock at your door. Actually, there's two, and you hear the sound of arguing outside.
Um, I never trust the sound of arguing because where I come from, folks don't like to throw hands; they like to throw weapons. So I'm definitely gonna look out the peephole. Like, who is it?
Looking at the people, you see your landlord arguing with what seems to be a mail carrier. The landlord is like fully in their robes and pajamas still and seems very cranky.
I open the door.
You open the door, both of them stop arguing and look at you. The mail carrier opens their mouth to speak, to which your landlord shoves them out of the way and goes, "Listen here. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you bring money into this house. I don't care how late you're out or how much you stop on every stair while you come up here. You tell your school that I am not your mother." And they slam a telegram into your hand as they storm back down the stairs.
I open my mouth to speak, and then I just don't. I just let them go.
Valid. The telegram tells you that your classes are actually canceled for the next 2 days. In note of the loss of such a public figure, courses will be canceled for the next 2 to 3 days. Please enjoy this weekend and take the time to properly grieve.
All right. 3 days off. And so I'll look at the mail carrier like, and you came.
You have a very rude landwoman. Here you go.
Sorry about him. And I'll take the letter.
They hold out 2 letters, once again on the stationery of the Demont estate. Very well. The ink has definitely dried by now, so you're not getting the same running effect as the rest of them. But he does actively tap to the secondary of the letters and says, "You might want to read that one first," and then runs downstairs because he's already behind schedule.
Close the door and open the first letter.
Opening up the first letter, you see the invitation to the funeral. It is well past. It's been an hour since that.
Not Agnes. So because Silver had like a close working relationship with Agnes at one point in time, he's actually very fond of her. So I think he definitely does take a moment to grieve, whereas before it was just like, oh, another celebrity died. Well, 3 days off.
This definitely does hit you harder than you would have thought it was. From your memory, Agnes had actively been one of your nicer clientele, which says something.
All right, so I'll open the second one.
Opening the second one, you see that you have been included in both her wake and her will reading. Once again, the times are the same. You do notice that it says that the car will be at your house promptly. You don't hear it outside at the moment, but given the fact that the will starts at like 12, the will reading starts. Well, the wake starts at 12:30, and you're holding on to the invitation now. The car will likely be there in a few minutes.
I change into something a little bit nicer and just get ready for the car. Drop my books up on the ground and get to it.
Fair enough. You get yourself ready just as this car is pulling up. Once again, it is a very simple black car.
And head out and get in the car.
Silver, you get yourself into this car. Asona.
Yep.
Asona, it is now about 11 or so. Today was actually your day off. Are you an early riser?
For sure. She would have already been up by like 6 o'clock in the morning,
In that
just
case,
getting ready.
Isona, you have been distraught the whole of the day. You waking up, going about your day, especially being outside, led to you finding out from newspapers, from newsboys just shouting articles, from the actual cries of people on the street, from the radio itself, that in the early hours of the morning, Agnes Demont was found dead, and her case has been handed over to the Doors Department, ruled as a suicide. But they will still be concluding a thorough investigation. How have you been handling this?
So absolutely not well.
Oh dear.
Normally during her day, like when she gets out the house, she's talking to her neighbors, saying hi to like the bakery person, the baker. She's saying hi to the baker, the grocer, and like she didn't even stop for breakfast this morning. Um, the way she heard it was just so upsetting that she's on the brink of tears, knowing that she was one of her like idols, and not in a sense of like I want to be like her, but more in a sense of she's living the life that I secretly wish I had, you know? Like she doesn't want to be an actor, but she could enjoy it, that type of thing. Um so she's like trying to hold in the tears, and fighting the urge to actually go into work to like look over the case, but she's a goody two shoes, so she's not going to do that. Seeing how that, I don't think that's legal. I don't think officers
It's
who aren't on
not.
the case can. Yeah, so she's trying really hard to like hold it together and like talk with the people in town, because a lot of them are like good friends of hers. A lot of them like are actively talking to her about it, not realizing that it's truly hurting her heart to even hear another piece of information about it.
First of all, ow. Second of all, coming to your. At some point, you do find your way back home to find a male person sitting at the door looking absolutely exhausted and worn out.
Yeah, I walk up to him like, "Hey, did you need anything or need anything to drink? You look a little worn down, buddy."
All but one. All but fucking one.
Oh, okay.
They put me on short order to get all these letters out before the funeral. I do my best. I'm running all the way across town to get all these letters out. Most of these people aren't coming. Why do I have to do this? And then all of a sudden they say, hey, go get these letters to some random people. Just go track them down. It'll be fine. It's not fine, is it? It's not fine. And now I am just looking for this stupid Escana.
So that's me. But it looks like you're doing a great job.
Your Escana. Mitts?
Yeah,
Mitts.
yeah,
Your Mitts.
yeah, yeah.
Finally! He pulls out the letters, throws them at you, and then proceeds to get up these stairs, throws his hands in the air, and goes, I am on break! And doesn't even get his car, just walks the utter fuck away.
Well, see you later, I guess. She opens one of them, just a random one. I guess, yeah, she opened up the funeral one first, I would say. Um, I don't know what time is it at this point, because
It's
she
like
did wake up pretty early.
it's like 12 right now. Completely you don't have time to get to the funeral. Just don't. The funeral at this
Yeah.
point is like wrapping up now. But even
Yeah,
with that,
so
knowing like the size of the event and everything, and that your officers and officers that you work with would be casing it, they likely wouldn't have let you in because they knew you wouldn't have been able to handle it.
she definitely starts crying. The fact that she missed it breaks her heart even more.
Opening the second
Oh,
letter, you do see that you are invited to both the wake and funeral. And looking around, you actually see the car that's meant for you sitting right across the street.
so she walks up to it like still sniffing and like trying to wipe her eyes and like knocks on the window.
The driver looks at you, seemingly beginning to be irritated, but you watch his expression sort of softens. He says, "Are you Miss Mitz?"
I am. Are you here for me?
"Yeah, right this way if you don't mind." He comes
Okay.
out, opens the door for you, helps you inside, hands you his handkerchief.
Thank you so much.
"Yeah, of course. It hurts to lose someone. Were you too close?" As he gets in the front seats and begins driving off.
I wouldn't say we were close, but I had a couple of jobs. I had a couple of jobs just bodyguarding for her, and we shared a couple of laughs. I will hope.
I get that. It's never fun to lose someone you're close to. Admittedly, I didn't know Miss DeMont well. Most of us really didn't. We'd see her for maybe about a week or so, and then we'd just be assigned to do some other weird thing. I got stuck
Was the
driving. I got stuck driving around different train stations for like a full month. But the pay was pretty good, and she was sweet a couple of times I got to meet her.
was the funeral nice at least?
Um, he seems kind of dodgy about it. It was fine.
That's good. I only the best for Miss Agnes.
Right, of course. And he drives you the rest of the way. Mallory.
I literally just got back, so.
Great timing. Mallory, my dear, my friend, my ally, it's about noon. I'm under the impression that by noon you've already opened your boutique and been inside.
Oh yeah, she opened it hours ago.
It has been very quiet in your boutique. The few people that have run inside in and out have all been asking for black attire and like the quickest pre-made thing that you have. A few of them tried to actually haggle you on the price. A couple of them claimed a national holiday as an excuse. From that and the radio, you were able to piece together that Agnes Devant had passed recently, but you couldn't get many of the details.
May she rest in peace. Anyway. She wouldn't really care, honestly, about Agnes.
You
Especially
just chilling.
as her. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's so sad. And I wipe my face with money.
Oh, money.
This just in, I fucking love Mallory. It takes a few hours of people coming in and out before you hit true quiet. Likely with the death, no one's going to be coming in for much of the day. However,
Yeah, she's mainly working on backup orders. That's probably what she's doing right now.
Whilst you're
with
working
her
on
free time.
backup orders, you hear the door of your front door. You hear the bell of your front door ring. Heavy footsteps
Hello?
as the door shuts and locks.
Oh, I walk
Hello?
outside to the. I walk out to the front desk. Like I
Walking
can
out,
ask my workers who was here. Like I can ask my receptionist if anyone was here.
you just gonna shout? You're just gonna shout and ask them?
Yeah. Who was at the door?
It's your father, uncle. It's the man that comes fairly frequently. Your father, I
Which
think.
one?
I believe your father. I believe.
Why would he lock the door?
You hear from the same area. The sound of a hand going, the sound of like a hand sort of going against the table. Just going, why don't you go take your break, all right? I need to talk to my little one. Mallory, would you mind, please?
Mm. And I walk outside. Walk out to the front.
Walking out to the front, you see Mordecus. Mordecus has been your effectively adoptive father for as long as you can remember. He has been helping you control a rather unique predicament that you face. He provided you with a good deal of the funds needed to set up your shop, provides you with funds to match your lifestyle whenever your shop wasn't particularly making the money you hoped it would. All in all, he's fairly kind. Today he's giving you again that same very kind expression, a bit more neutral as he's inspecting some of the clothing on your mannequins, more idly.
What are you doing here?
What, I can't visit my firstborn daughter?
Oh, no. You know that you can. I'm just asking. Usually, you come later times. Business has been slow, as you can see.
Yes, I heard about the news. Wanted to check in on
yes,
you.
Oh, I'm doing splendidly right now.
That's my girl. He sort of puts a hand on your shoulder, pulls you into a side hug. You see him start to go to mess up your hair and then stop, very clearly having been scolded for doing it multiple times in the past.
Yes, do not. You know it takes me hours to do my hair. What is this?
I'm wondering, did you encounter anything strange last night?
Mainly the radio. Something with the radio. Did you hear something about that last night?
The radios. He walks away from you to where your radio is and begins to sort of inspect it. It's just playing a music station right now, fairly idly. Much of the music is more somber in tone to match the events that have transpired. Mine worked just fine last night. Was yours acting peculiar?
It was playing just the usual news station that I listened to, and then it suddenly switched to a different channel playing music. And when I went to turn it off, it just turned off.
Not what I was expecting. How did you sleep last night?
For the most part, I slept well until the mail had to put me back in my room. So nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too dangerous.
Oh, that's good to hear. You have something of a sixth sense. I just wanted to ensure nothing had gone too far awry and all.
Nothing.
I'm
in one piece, so, and not miles away. So
we are happy to hear of it. Now, I did unfortunately come here with a task, not just out of fatherly concern. I was wondering if you could do me a bit of a favor. He holds out 2 envelopes to you, rather 2 letters. They've already been removed from their envelopes, but the envelopes themselves are sitting on the back end of it, as he holds them out to you.
And I take them and open them.
You read that one envelope is for the funeral, however, the other is for a wake and a will reading. Both are not actually addressed to you or to Mortis by his first name. It is simply addressed to Mr./Miss Mortis, referring only to the last name.
I'm guessing it's supposed to be for either of us or both of us.
It was delivered
if he can't attend.
It was delivered to my house. I was under the impression it was meant for me, but you know how I feel about these sort of events, and you are one who would benefit far more greatly from that sort of networking, so I was wondering if you'd be so kind as to go in my place.
Of course.
There's my girl. Now, I do need to be off. Unfortunately, the events have left a lot for me to handle.
Take care, then.
He gives you a quick kiss on the forehead, ruffles your hair a little bit, and then bolts out of the door before you can even question it.
Okay. Now time to fix my hair again.
By the way, the car is outside. I wouldn't leave him waiting too long. He's already stressed enough about how late you're about to be.
Oh, well, I just grab my things and get ready to head out. And I do tell like my other staff members that I'll be out, so just I just give them like a small paper of like what they usually are supposed to do when I'm not here, and then just head out.
All of them are huddled into the break room, which what seems to be an assortment of cakes. Mortis has a very bad habit of bribing your staff whenever he wants to speak to just you and have some time
Yeah,
with you. And all of them are
about
just
to walk
completely
out,
chill with this cake.
as I'm about to walk out, I stop, step backward a little bit, look at everyone, and I say, "You have a job to do," and just leave.
Yes, ma'am. None of them stop eating the cake at all.
Oh, of course.
Do you get into the car?
Who's at the car? Is it
No
like
one.
someone Mordecai's hired, or is it?
The car seems to be the driver inside doesn't seem to be one of Mortis's usual people. Just seems to be someone. He does mention he's from the Demont estate. And he's very irritated.
I do like eye him up and down a little bit. Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. He gets out of the car, opens the door for you, and helps you inside.
Oh, thank you so much. And I enter.
He shuts the door behind you. He starts to motion for Mortis to get in as well, and he simply shakes his head and holds up his hand, walking away down the shopping district. You watch as the driver just shrugs, gets back in the car, and peels off.
Okay.
And that, everyone has received what wonderful letters. We have a bit of time, so I think we've enough to go through something fun. Well, fun for me.
Something fun, you say? Do tell. Ooh.
You can all see.
Map!
So unfortunately, the wonderful stream is not able to see the map, alas. But I'll show y'all later. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do some things to show y'all later, because my current setup for it is janky and I hate it. But for now, this works out just beautifully. All of your cars pull up at different times. We're actually going to go through this in a bit of an order. So, Sid and Venus, your car will arrive first. And yes, I'm rolling dice for this.
Quick question.
Yes.
Keith never entered a car.
You did not. I forgot to put you in a car. Do you want to, please? Not to railroad you, but please. I forgot. In my defense, my tea was getting cold and I wanted to reheat it.
Completely valid.
Thank you. Despite that, though, Venus and Sid, your car is actually the fastest. You're also just a little bit closer than everybody else. So you both arrive to what is the Demont estate. Driving through this residential area, it is all prim, proper, near perfect houses, painted these beautiful blues and whites, beautiful stained glass in the windows. Typically in these neighborhoods, you'd see people out walking their dogs, taking morning strolls. You'd see women, children running around, about their days. You don't see that today. In fact, you don't even see a large line of cars as you approach the Demont estate, which, in parallel to the other houses, is far larger and the only one with a proper iron gate. But it's also wrought and painted a very dulled red color. One known to be Agnes's favorite. Ah, dear, that is what I'd forgotten to show you all. The red color is known to be Agnes's favorite. Speaking of, that is Agnes. I knew I'd forgotten something important.
Very, very nice. Oh, that's how you spell the last name. I done spelled it every which way but that.
You're good. It took me so much practice. Approaching the house, the driver does stop up front, opening the doors and helping both of you out of the car.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. Let me know if you all need anything. I'll be here to take you back by the end of the day, I think. If not me, then one of the others. And he gets back in the car and speeds out to the garage. You all are left standing in front of this massive iron gate with a large knocker shaped like a bird.
Can I would like to see if I see anything um suspicious. Like, is this where she died? Venus, is this where she died? Did she die in
Yeah, like is this does this look like the area she was laying in the pictures I saw on the board?
What role would that be?
Um, would it be history?
Let's call that. Let's call it a spot hidden role for Sid and a history for actually. Yeah, spot hidden for Sid and a history for the lovely Venus.
Oh, extreme success, girl. Oh,
Nice. Failure, baby.
Venus, you have absolutely no idea. Like you don't remember really the surroundings of the photos. You're mostly fixated on the symbols, such and the symbols and the letter and the alphabet you'd seen.
That completely checks out. I think also along the ride, like I would have shown that to SJ and like just chatted about what I saw in the pictures.
SJ, there was clearly recently a party here. Like you can definitely tell that they attempted to clean it up, fix the gardens, the bushes, refix the gate, some of the windows, clean everything up. But you can just notice all of the very small details that there was some large party or event here, likely the night before.
Mm.
SJ is immediately taking pictures, and they also have a little notebook, and they're writing stuff down. They're like, recently party, windows smell of ammonia. No, bleach. They cleaned with bleach. Party favors.
As you're taking pictures
Oh, absolutely.
from behind you,
I turn around.
whirling around reveals a aerial beast folk, completely dressed in black. Wings coming out of where you'd assume ears would be on a more common mortal, covering what are piercing red eyes, and a veil thrown over her face. This woman looks you up and down for a very long moment. She goes, "If you would not mind, that is disrespectful to my sister's legacy. We do ask that the press be kept out of this event. How did you get in here?"
Oh, I have an invitation, and I show them the will, the will invite. I'm like, so I mean, really, the fact that she invited me is proof that she did want press to be there, considering the article that I wrote on her. So.
This person, Agnes, says, "Actually, make me an education roll. Let's see if you remember this."
Agitation roll.
Or yeah, well, I want to try using all the stat blocks. We'll figure out which ones are better later.
Wait.
Okay.
What? That is not. Wait. What? Charm
Or history.
or history? Oh.
Recognize this individual?
Both recognize and how much do you remember about them? Because you did write an entire article on Agnes Demont.
Ooh.
Fumble.
That's a
Ooh.
You were clicking.
What is a fumble?
Something very bad. Essentially, it's like the same as
It's
getting
like
a
the
nat one.
equivalent now. Okay. Shit.
Sid, you have absolutely no idea who this person is. You are like staring so hard. In fact, you're getting right into their face as you stare. And in your curiosity, you make the mistake of actually reaching and trying to lift up this woman's mourning veil. You watch
Actually,
as
don't
Do you wanna make
worry,
it worse?
I already got you. No, I can't make it worse. Don't worry, I already got you. I go, oh, are you her mother? I'm so sorry for the loss of your daughter.
Are those your
Very
exact
sad.
words to this woman?
Yes. It's a fumble. I'm helping you out.
This woman stares at you, and you have her veil partially lifted. You watch her entire face contort in rage as she snatches this invitation out of your hand, reads it over, throws it back on you, and proceeds to storm inside of the house. You watch right as she gets to the front door, she stops, taking a deep breath in, and immediately starts tearing up and making crying sounds. She heads into the house, but is still enraged.
Oh my god. Venus like hisses at SJ like, SJ! know.
It wasn't her mom, was it?
Venus,
Or
do you want
maybe
to try
it
rolling?
like is that fucking Agnes's mom? Sure,
Would
I'll
be
see if I can like
It would be a hard. You can do either an education or a history. Take the roll.
We
It
I
would be hard,
will
not
do
regular. You'd have to stretch to remember
that.
this.
Okay, I'm gonna do education.
Damn.
Oh, failure.
we suck.
With
This
it,
game
No,
is
seriously. I don't know
with
who this
it
woman
that
is.
with it that close, she looks familiar, but you got no clue who this woman is. You got no clue why she's this pissy.
Shit.
I'm writing
Is
in
there
my
like a
notebook.
servant around?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, what are you writing?
No, I'm just saying I'm writing in my notebook. Find name of mysterious lady. Explanation point, not her mom. Explanation point.
Yeah, I have no clue who that woman is.
You
I guess we're gonna find out.
you look around for a servant or anything of the like, and you find none. There is. You actively look around the gardens. There is no one to open or close the gate for you. It is left unlocked. It's closed mostly for show, but it is fully unlocked. Stepping inside the house, looking around and listening, there's no one that seems to work here present. There are the drivers. That seems to be the extent of it.
Is it the official time for us to meet, or did we get like there early?
It's about 1, so you'd have an extra hour.
Venus will kind of step to the side with SJ, and they're like, I think it wouldn't hurt to walk around, right?
Oh, of course. We're grieving. I don't know about you, but when I grieve, I need to walk around the entire premises and look at things.
Yeah. That, and maybe they have a bar. Venus like raises their eyebrows, like, hey. And yeah, I think we're gonna follow this lady's steps. Step inside. This area right here on the map to like the left, is this like a library?
Go ahead and ping it for me if you don't mind. There?
Or yeah.
Yeah, so entering inside this house, you are greeted with what can only be described as a tribute to Agnes Dumont. Not even in the sense of images have hastily been thrown up or the streamers and banners, the well wishes of people, but simply in the fact that every wall is lined with well-aged portraits, both of Agnes in general, of her movies and her starlet films, of glowing reviews about her. In some cases, it is simply arts and prized possessions that she has gained over time, antiques as well. Everything in this room is immensely fragile and clearly not meant to be touched, and this is just the foyer. Looking to the left, you see what seems to just be a small, empty room, fitted with a few chairs and seating arrangements. Looking too closely on the window seals, you see that there are still the remains of some broken glass and splatters of alcohol, drinks, torn pieces of jewelry and cloth from the night before. Nothing to indicate quite a break-in, but enough to indicate that things were very hastily cleaned up.
Okay. And we don't spot anybody else. Do we spot the woman at all?
Walking through this house, go through notes. I wrote these when they're easy to find. Why is it so hard? There we go. Walking through this house, you see maybe 10 or 15 people. You can also hear maybe only 10 or 15 people in the whole of the house. Many of which are a few of which are openly sobbing and grieving in a very heightened fashion. Others are simply sitting off to the side, drinking, eating, seemingly incredibly impatient, waiting for what is to come next and for the week itself to be over. You do notice a lot of people as they walk in and out and past are consoling the woman that just walked by you in pure anger. At this point, her sniffles and cries have escalated to full-on wailing sobs as she is leaned against a wall, seemingly trying to drink something, but is just full crying and grieving.
So we don't go in her direction.
Um, can I actually go to one of the like other random people on the side, and I want to try and do so. I want to try to do fast talk and basically be like, it's so sad. I wish I could comfort her. I just for uh uh I'm always bad at names. I always get the two of them mixed up, Agnes and mm,
Go ahead. You can give me the roll.
okay,
The
thank you.
person
That's
you
so
end up
good.
approaching is, by the way, this older looking man in a very well tailored all black suit, black jacket underneath, black dress shirt underneath. That's success.
Oh,
Whoop whoop.
Um,
let's see it.
he seems to have a fairly nice watch, fairly nice just dress and attire to him at a very pompous stance. He doesn't seem to be in grieving, more just slight irritation, slight uneasiness. You coming up and talking to him. He sort of looks you over and gives you a very tense, sort of empathetic smile, as if this could not be a more awkward situation. He just goes, "Yeah, Pia Demont, her baby sister. Poor thing. Heard Agnes was like
Oh my fucking god.
a mother to her. Poor girl. Lucky bitch, though." He does
When
say
I
that last
tell
part
you,
under his breath.
okay, when I tell you SJ slowly whips their head around to look at Venus, like,
Venus already has like a wine glass with a deep red in it, and they're holding another one out to you, and they're like sipping theirs, and they're giving you a look, bitch. Like,
So,
I can't believe that's who that was.
insight is not a thing here.
Mhm.
However, I believe there is. Let's call it a praise, not a praise.
no, it's a psychology. Psychology is essentially the equivalent to insight here.
Bet, let's do
Oh,
psychology.
nice.
Give me a
Love that.
psychology roll, Sid. Just in
Oh
general.
gosh, okay. Ooh.
Wow.
Dang. Well, at least it wasn't a
Can
fumble. That
I?
could have been bad.
Yeah, that would have been really bad. Can Venus like step into like the conversations at this point, and they're like, "Oh, and did you know? What did he say that her name was Pia?
Yeah, Pia.
And were you particularly close to Pia or Agnes? I'm Venus.
Never. Never met Agnes's fan. You do kind of want. He's keeping his eyes very specifically on Pia, and only raises his voice once Pia actively leaves to go into another room, still wailing as she goes and just full crying. As soon as she goes, you watch a lot of people sort of sigh in relief. And he just sort of starts talking a little louder. Yeah, never met her family. Agnes used to work with me though. Great girl. Pick up a role like that. Ugh, I'm gonna miss that.
Oh. Are you a director or?
Yeah, actually, Agnes's studio pulled me in fairly recently. I am one of her exclusives. At least I was. Now none of us know what the hell is happening with her studio. As far as we
I guess
know,
can I do like my?
All we know is it's gonna. Go actually, go ahead.
Oh no! Wait, no. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
I mean, he just goes. Yeah, none of us know what the hell's happening in that studio now. That's about all he says.
It doesn't give that he's actually upset about her death. It gives that he's upset out about losing like a source of income, essentially, like a cash cow, so to speak. You know, Venus will sip the wine and they're like, it is a shame. So such young, indescribable talent taken from this world. It's truly sad. But
yeah,
it looks like
young. He takes a drink of his own glass and just waits for you to keep talking.
oh, what's that? Can I psychology check that?
Absolutely.
What is his attitude?
Right. Oh, come
Extreme
on,
success.
Venus? Agnes is well in her 50s, 60s.
Oh, shit.
And actually, something else clicks for you as you think about it. You saw Pia's face under the veil. You've seen Agnes fairly recently. Agnes looks fucking great for 50. Pia, not so much. Pia looks her age. In respectful terms.
Gosh, that makes what I'm saying.
All right. Sorry, I'm just taking notes.
Rapidly writes down old Agnes.
Yeah. Okay. T.
You wanted to did you want to finish out the statement you're gonna make?
Sorry, say that again.
Did you want to finish out the statement you were gonna make?
That's gone, babe. I do not remember what the hell I was gonna say.
I'm gonna say that you two continue having this conversation. And
Yeah.
then we're gonna move over to Chell and Keith. Asana and Keith. Both of your cars pull up at the same time. Keith, you're let out of the car first. Asana, you follow next. The driver is again trying very desperately to comfort you and is absolutely out of his depth.
No, it's all right. I'll be okay. I just need a moment.
I'm sure everybody in there will be grieving in a very similar fashion. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, no, and I'm so sorry I cried the whole time. I don't normally do this. It's okay. I hope you have a great day. I hope everything gets so much easier and yeah.
Yeah, you too, buddy, sweetie. He gets into his car and drives off. Keith and Asana,
Yeah.
you're left standing outside.
I just get a little hat tip to my driver as he drives.
He gives it right back, says nothing.
Yeah. So I start walking in. I guess I noticed that he pulls up next to me, but I don't think I know him. So
you would not, I think. I'm walking up. The front door of the gate is like partially swung open, so it is open for you to walk inside.
Interesting. Immediately, Keith wants to just look around the area because this is an area he's unfamiliar with.
Go ahead
and considering his status and his history, he wants to make sure he was not followed.
Go ahead and make me a spot hidden roll.
Spot hidden?
Or whatever one you think suits. Shrugs. All I care is that fate plays its part. I when I tell y'all, the rest of it don't matter to me. It do not matter. Damn. The worst part is y'all are actually doing like, if it was any other game, y'all would be doing so well. You rolled a 96. That would have been good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the last time I'm using the internet dice. That's the last time. That just determined what I'm going to be doing.
This man immediately said, fuck that shit. You see absolutely nothing. Nothing strange at all. Any direction.
Well, it's too early in the morning to be dealing with this. And he's going to walk in. And he's going to close the door behind him because he's a polite old man.
So, like, knowing that I don't know anybody in here personally, while you start to walk, I go to try and say hi, but you're still walking. So she just kind of retracts a little bit and see if she can find somebody else to introduce herself to.
I feel like Keith would notice you at least. I'm not gonna just like not notice you. I'm just be like,
because like as soon as you walked into the door, you started looking around. So she's like, he's clearly busy.
Oh my god! All right, so I'm literally as I walk past you, as you put your hand down, I'll just kind of notice that you were just like, and I'll just be like, So I'm guessing you know the actress?
I don't. Not that well. No. I was invited though. I
It's okay. Hey,
so
it's okay. He goes down into one knee. He's just like, hey, look, my name's Keith. I was also randomly invited here. And, yeah, we're both in the same boat. What's your name?
how tall? Wait, how tall is Keith? Why is he going on one knee?
6'3".
To mock you.
I'm pretty sure someone's like. Hold on, I
Hello,
think she's
Mallory's
like.
taller than Keith.
Wait,
I find that really funny.
how tall is Chelsea?
All of you
Or,
are
Isona?
Hold on, because I'm pretty sure she's like 6 foot.
I love how this
Oh,
is
is
the
she?
argument that starts getting made. Like, I'm
Hold on.
so sorry. I should have let y'all have the height measuring contest earlier.
Yeah, I probably should have figured out everyone's heights.
Now you're sure.
I was just saying, you said get on the knee. I'm like, wait.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, she's like 6'1".
You are the
Okay,
shortest,
never mind.
Keith.
Never mind. I do not have to get into one. I thought she was a child.
She's a police officer!
I'm 25.
Everyone in chat! Everyone in chat! Boo Keith! Everyone in chat! Boo Keith! Boo this man!
Boo.
Boo. I don't need a
That's
reason.
it, Jack.
I don't need a reason.
Tomato,
I just boo.
tomato.
Tomato.
Bro, I just
Actually-
fucked up. It's
actually,
been
as you
less
get on
than
your
3
knees,
hours.
Tomatoes aren't enough. I'm gonna throw a brick.
as you get on your knees, she's like, okay, this man's creepy.
Why are you cross
Okay.
level with this
You
lady
low-key
you just
peed in
met?
the-
Okay, listen. That's not my intent. I thought, you know what? I probably should have figured out your height
Lord
before
help.
I did all of that. Oh my goodness. Y'all are too good. Alright.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
anyway.
you can't breathe!
Scratch all that. He does not go
Yeah,
down
commit to the
the
bit, boy!
because-
Commit to the bit!
That's gotta
alone.
be canon now. That's gotta be canon.
Okay, how about this?
Sona is
Compromise.
low-key thinking that he was gonna propose to her.
No, compromise. He looks for a split second, kind of like in his own mind, and he starts to go onto a knee and realizes that
This is not
she
a
is a
child.
lot taller. At first, he thought the voice was kind of like childlike, but he was like, "Oh shit, this is a grown ass woman
Yeah.
In a police
Um,
uniform.
in a police uniform." Yeah, I'm cooked. I'm getting arrested tonight.
Yeah. She just kind of backs away. It's like, yeah, you were busy. It's okay.
It's been
It's
such a
like-
long day.
Yeah. So she walks further into the. I'm guessing this is a mansion.
It is a manor, yes. Getting past
Yeah.
the gates and inside, you see a lot of the same things as I described earlier. You see the antiques, this basically memoriam to her life. You hear a few people crying in another room. You see everyone else kind of more so just sitting around talking to themselves, fairly casually. Some look more sorrowful than others. Keith, though,
Yeah.
your drinking buddy's there,
Drinking, but
grilling
that?
a very well-known director.
What is happening?
This will also be the wonderful point in time. I remind
And
you
I'm
all.
gonna absolutely. Oh, sorry.
This will be the funny time. I remind you all, prohibition's in effect. Continue.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
what?
That's a. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's a good. Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to engage in the conversation because there's finally someone I know.
Venus,
Oh,
Sid, a newcomer approaches, with another newcomer trailing closely behind. Venus, you actually recognize both parties. One is an officer you've seen a couple of times. You also just recognize them because of how unique their hair is, not much else. The other is your drinking buddy. From last night, actually.
Yeah, less than 12 hours ago.
Wait, have we established that Isona would also know Sid from being in jail all the time?
So unfortunately, that is a wholly different jail you're in. You keep ending up indoors jail. No other department has even been able to get a hand on you. That is why Lou hates you. You are exclusively his problem.
Delicious.
That's crazy.
I love that every time a police officer picks Sid up, they just take them to doors.
To be
That's
fair,
fucking hilarious.
Sid keeps somehow getting involved in the paranormal crimes while reporting them, so there's no... By law and protocol, they have to go to doors.
Well, because I don't, all of my regular crimes are just like, I'm good at them. I'm not good at paranormal crimes. I don't even know what that is.
Fucking wild. Proceed, y'all.
I just keep wondering why I keep getting caught in these very specific and strange situations.
Like, you're absolutely meant to work in paranormal crimes, but you're not quite good at it.
Exactly. I'm not good at it at all.
I think upon seeing Keith, Venus's eyes kind of widen a little bit, and they're like, Keith, fancy seeing you here. You also got an invitation, I'm assuming?
Unfortunately, yes. Lovely delivery boy came rushing, giving me these letters. Unfortunately, I missed the funeral. I don't know if you guys made it there, if everything was good.
No, we also didn't make it. This is my partner over at Doors. This is SJ. SJ, this is, well, my drinking buddy when I go over to Doherty 9. This is Keith.
What?
Hi.
Hey, Venus, it is then you come into slight more awareness that there is an officer standing directly behind Keith.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what?
Oh, yeah, I guess this is the first time that, like, Venus would have shared that they're an officer, but they don't, like, they're not fazed by revealing this at all. They're like, yeah, I work at Doors. This is my partner. I'm a paranormal investigator.
Fair enough.
And who's that behind you? Like, they directly point, they lean over and point at Asona.
I want to say I'm, like, not even paying attention. I'm looking at all the pictures and, like, all the antiques and just in awe at how this woman lived.
She, I think also a police officer? Not quite sure.
First, I'm an investigator, not an officer. Two different things, two different professions. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, I got you. You guys work in the same building. But that's besides the point. Who is this that you guys are talking to?
Oh, this is director, and they like motion their wine glass towards him. They have already forgotten his name. What's your name again, hon?
Who are you talking to?
The director.
The director.
Ah, Steve. Fancy meeting you.
This is Steve.
Hi, Steve. Goodness. Do you know where the bathroom is? It was quite a long ride here.
Which one? There's like 7. You can't miss them. He just like jerks his thumb in a random direction.
Whichever one is the closest one.
He jerks his thumb towards it.
Anyway, I'm gonna go do that. I'll see you guys in a moment for this reading, I guess, that's happening. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, they should, and it should be starting soon, and Venus will like reach into their pocket, pull out a pocket watch, and they open it, but the pocket watch is not ticking. It doesn't work, and they stare at it for a second, and they're like, right, and they close it, put it back, and then they like look on the wall for a clock.
Here, I got you. And he takes out his own pocket watch.
That actually works.
This is why we're drinking buddies. This is why we're drinking buddies.
It's like 1:40 right now. The well rating should start in about an hour.
I want to saddle up to the director and be like, hey, did you make it to the funeral by chance? Was it a lovely service?
No, I couldn't get down there in time. Busy morning and all that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to these 4 people that I'm with, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna move away from the director. I don't want the director to hear me. Crazy thought. Crazy thought. What are the chances there
Mhm.
was actually a funeral?
A crazier thought. I have to use the bathroom, so I'll be right
Oh,
back.
okay, bye.
You keep brainstorming though.
Yeah.
Love the work.
Oh,
As
I'm
in, like,
actually
okay.
going to
walking away,
pause
kind
your
of like finger
brainstorm
gunning.
session.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
I'm actually going to pause your brainstorming session as Silver, your car pulls up. Wild, do you want to do anything?
Cool.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go inside and see what's happening.
Going inside, you see, again, what was described earlier, you also see a director kind of walking off. You hear crying in another room. And you see 2 of your regulars just talking to each other.
I'm fucking off to the bathroom at this current moment.
You see one of your regulars fucking off to the bathroom. I'm so sorry.
So I think Silver would just kind of like discreetly nod to any regulars he sees, but not approach or anything like that. He's gonna look for where to pay his respects.
You want to pay respects.
Hmm.
All right, yeah. You walk throughout the house for a good while, kind of trying to figure out who to talk to or what to do. You realize her body isn't here. There's nothing really set up to indicate that it's meant for her, for anyone to pay respect. The best judgments you can make is that there is a woman in full, near Victorian mourning clothes, full black and veil and everything, sitting down just sobbing while 2 other people are trying to comfort her. That'd be your best impression of where to start.
That is where I'm gonna go.
This woman looks up to you, just sniffling, just like, what?
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to stop and pay my respects. She was a good friend.
You actually knew my sister.
I did.
You?
Why'd she say it like that?
I was just about to ask the same motherfucking thing.
Definitely a little shaken by that. Can I roll psychology on that?
Go for it!
Wait, what's tea?
I still haven't rolled anything today.
Right, cause what's good? You got issues. I don't like Tia. Matter of fact, I don't feel bad about calling her old now. I'm sorry.
With an 87, you've got no idea. Your best guess. She's grieving right now. That's your best guess. She's just talking shit.
That's fine. Well, you know, I don't want to get in your way. Take up too much of your time. Just, you have my respects and condolences. And he's gonna go and find a nice corner to stand in.
I appreciate that then. She sort of gives you a nod and waits for you to walk off. 1 second. Huh. You search for a corner, but find, despite there being only 15 maybe people in this massive house. By the way, I'm so sorry. Actually, no, my brain just died. Never mind. Not as good? Yep, okay, sorry. I thought my mic just died for a minute there. We're good. Despite this massive house, there always seems to be someone in every corner, every area, of the room. You eventually find yourself a quieter spot. And I should be able to move you. I can. In what seems to be a sitting area. Taking your space in this room, however, someone is wheeled in. Behind them is a very chatty, which you're assuming to be nurse, from the fact they're in full regalia, full skirt, uniform, and everything, as they are pushing a woman in a wheelchair. She looks very annoyed about the fact that she has to be here, hair fully grayed in something more of the bowl style bob. And yet, despite the fact that she is near fully gray, she looks fairly well and healthy, even despite being in the wheelchair. She doesn't speak as she sees you. The nurse behind her is still just chatting incessantly. But that is who is in the room with you now. So moving on to the last person, Mallory.
That's me.
Mallory, your car arrives last at about 1:30.
Fashionably late, let's say.
Fashionably late. You arrive at about 1:40. Stepping inside the house and the iron gates, you see the house again, very much as described. You recognize a few of the people inside a little better than most would. It's a lot of socialites, directors, fellow film stars. None that you'd think would truly be notable or close to her, and most haven't really even worked together, but they're there. That makes up the majority of the people in the house, and then there's also this strange little side group.
What's the side group look like?
It's this one really weird kid with green hair, another one with like bright red hair, someone with horns and a blonde streak. Weird group.
I'm mostly. Do they look out of place?
Yes, wildly.
So I'll go over to them. I'm assuming that they were invited as well because everyone else looks. I'm guessing everyone else is like dressed in funeral attire.
Yes, to some degree,
Okay.
everybody's in funeral attire, though whether it's appropriate funeral attire could be stretched.
Yeah, because I put Mallory in like a black dress, and I'm just like, it's like...
You all are approached by Mallory. Feel free to continue the investigation you were having.
By the way, I'm just in like a white button up and a tie. I'm not in funeral. Sid is not in funeral attire.
I don't even say anything. I just eye SJ up and down a little bit.
That's fair. So as you approach, SJ goes, "Hi, hey, welcome. Did you by chance make it to the funeral?"
Unfortunately, I did not.
Okay.
So you're trying to tell us that all of us didn't make it to the funeral, but we all made it to the will hearing?
I am a businesswoman, sir. I do have a job to attend to.
And does anybody know each other, other than the fact of me, Venus, and...
I mean, Venus and Mallory know each other. We're also drinking buddies. So when Mallory
do
steps
we?
up, I mean, I don't think we were talking about it like in Discord, but that doesn't have to be canon.
Let's say they've seen each other definitely, but like Mallory would not remember.
That's tough.
I'd
Love it.
I'd say Asona like definitely recognizes Mallory at least because she's always in town and she's always talking to people. So like she recognizes Mallory as a designer for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know a nicer way to put it, so I'm just gonna say it. I think there was a funeral.
I'm well aware.
I'm less concerned about the funeral part and more concerned about the fact of what's happening here. Nobody knew her personally, right?
Did you know of the disease?
The disease?
No. I've seen her on TV maybe once or twice.
I wrote a very good article on her.
I was a business partner with her before.
Was she sick? Do have connections?
Not to my knowledge.
I just have to say I really like your clothes. The clothes that you make.
Thank you. I do not see you in my store though.
I don't often get to wear civilian clothes, so and
I have no money.
I was about to say SJ whispers. SJ whispers.
I don't think I've seen any of you in my store.
Yeah, I don't think I can afford your
Simple
store.
As best. What can I say?
Yeah,
Say that again, sir.
What were you saying, Brie?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, yeah, I can't pay for the things that you make. They look nice in the window, though.
Hmm.
I like loose fitting attire. Venus is wearing like
I do make
an
loose fitting attire if that is more your custom.
do
You
you
make
make it like with corduroys or
We can make custom designs.
mm.
Question. What is
Are you
Mallory's
trying to
personal stance
sell
on
at this
corduroy?
funeral right now? At this
Yeah.
will reading?
It
You
is
trying
not
to
a funeral.
are you trying to sell us
No.
at this will reading right now? Cause I'm not judging you. I think it's a brilliant business practice. And honestly, I think I should be doing this. Maybe I should have a business. Maybe I
Are
should
you
go to
willing to
will
buy?
readings. I have no money. Well, that's a lie. I do have money, but not for clothes.
Real. Hey Prem, would we
Hi.
know that like the body is here?
The body's not here actually.
Oh.
Did she die here?
From walking around the house, the
Did she?
body's not being kept here. This is just her home. They likely set up the funeral and the wake and everything, but from Silver and likely from Keith walking around after the bathroom, everything set up here looks like that they had food and like hors d'oeuvres brought in from an outside source. They had drinks brought in from a less than legal outside source. Everything was very hastily cleaned up to make room for people, but her body's not here.
Did she
I
die
think
here?
Venus will like lean.
Roll spot hidden to roll history to remember if her body was found here, or just remember where her body was found.
Okay.
I'm just trying to put together the fact that this
History.
doesn't seem right.
No, it definitely feels
Damn,
off, if anything.
y'all are rolling so well, and you need to do the opposite.
While this is happening, SJ, that's my character's name. Yes. SJ is going to just go around and just be like, ask people, like, did you make it to the funeral? SJ's just trying to figure out if anybody made it to this funeral.
That's literally Brie. We're on the same page because that I was gonna have Venus lean over and be like, okay, so I want to see what the fuck was at
So,
this
here's what we're gonna
funeral
do.
or this party.
You're gonna roll me a d20, and we're gonna determine how many people you got through talking to.
Oh yeah, can I also talk to the sister? Because I feel like I at least know her by name. I wouldn't
Yeah.
actually know.
We'll do it in order. Sid first, then Mallory.
Yeah.
Sid, you talked to 10 people. Of those 10 people, yeah, only one attended the funeral. Well, technically,
I'm interrogating them. What?
You dead ass did not approach Pia because you're now scared to talk to Pia.
Oh, of course, of course.
The only person that actually approached you and talked to the funeral was the woman in the wheelchair with the gray hair. She seemed very annoyed at your general presence. Mostly she just looked tired as hell. But she did just, when you asked her if she went to the funeral, she just nodded and proceeded to usher her nurse to push her away. No one else went. Of the socialites and movie stars, the directors, of a few people that swear to be of some family link to her here, most didn't go.
Can I interrogate this old woman?
You are free to.
I was about to say.
First off, though, roll me a history on her.
Oh.
Let's see what you like. Let's see what you remember.
Chicken nuggets. Ooh. Okay. Man, I'm really thinking I should have put some stats into history.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Woo!
You have no idea who this is.
What's my history, actually?
I think everyone's history, for the most part, is 5.
This is
I put nothing in history.
The 3 points you gave.
I was about to say my history's like 15, but
girl, I'm gonna make y'all start rolling something else so that we can actually get somewhere.
Let me shift some points around
luck.
if that's the case.
Tell you what, let's do luck.
Oh
roll
my
luck
God.
instead, Sid. Make me a luck roll.
A luck roll.
I love that.
Make me a
idea.
luck roll. Let's change this up a little bit. Let's give y'all
And extreme success.
Yay!
I know the shit out of that woman.
Sid,
I know everything about her.
you start pressing her. You start pressing her for a good maybe 30 seconds, and then your eyes go to her, the nurse. She is stunning. Like, not an exaggeration. She has like perfect hips, perfect body. Her facial structure is ideal. But the longer you stare, the more jutted and sharp it seems. Including her smile seems just very sharp and freshly lined. You notice there are very small surgical scars right alongside the edges of her face that she's tried to cover up with her hair, and it's only partially successful. The woman sitting in front of you, your eyes then go to the woman sitting in front of you. This is Dr. Adeline Elsner, the mother of modern day plastic surgery. Almost famed throughout the academy for the work she's done, and the fact that she's fairly does not like discussing things with people or talking to people in general. The nurse is answering a lot of the questions for you, while Dr. Adeline is just sort of holding her head and very irritated.
Perfect.
You're free to question.
And let me know if I need to roll fast talk or something. But I'm basically actually gonna clear
Make the roll.
Well.
Talk and make the roll. And I'll
Okay,
decide if it's hard.
so-
I'll decide what the rating is.
SJ basically goes, Dr. Adeline. First of all, fantastic work. I'm seeing
Elsner.
right here. Oh, Dr. Helsner, of course.
L.
Hell?
Never mind.
Oh, L. Sorry. This is Bree. This is not. This is not Sid. I promise.
Elsner.
Dr. Elsner, fantastic work. Firstly, your nurse, great. You look phenomenal.
The nurse above just goes, "Oh, thank you. I just actually got my hair dyed blonde. Isn't it so pretty?" Adeline is just holding the bridge of her nose right now.
It's wonderful. I just, I really wanted to know, how was the funeral? Like, was it somber? Like, was everything up to her standards? To the standards of Agnes?
It was suitable.
I see.
The nurse just goes, "Oh, it was actually so sad. So sad because Mindy. Sorry, ma'am."
I was talking around, and not a lot of people actually made it there. What was there just not any family? Well, what was going on with that?
Very nice.
I look at Mindy.
Very nice fast talk. Are you fast talking Mindy or her? Or the doctor?
So here's my thing. I'm not getting anything from Elsner. So
Nurse.
I'm essentially trying to get the nurse to like slip up. But like quickly. I want her to slip up quickly so that the doctor doesn't catch her.
Yeah, with that, yeah. Adeline just keeps continuing to sort of shrug off. And after the last comment, Mindy goes, "It was so sad. There was only really about six people there, and all of those wasted seats." Mindy, I think that's enough. Thank you. Right. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. She looks up to you. Sorry.
No worries. I can see that I'm disturbing you. Let me leave y'all in peace. I hope your day goes better than it already has.
Mm-hmm.
And like I do a little curtsy and I leave. I immediately go to Venus.
You run to Venus. Silver, you find yourself, actually, you're in the same room as Dr. Adeline. Right now, she is furiously rubbing at her temples. You just watched a random person with green hair run up, start talking a mile a minute, and run away. All right, bet. You're muted if you don't know. Or I just can't hear you.
Nah, he's not talking.
All right, bet. Got it. Sorry. So yeah, you can run back.
I think Venus was like with the group, but if they were in a
like
position,
run back in.
yeah, like I think they would have been like keeping a conversation with the others, probably like asking Mallory about her business, not really interested per se, but just like to keep her talking. And they would probably have been watching SJ from the corner of their eye, like again, just at appropriate time in the conversation, be like, "Oh, how interesting! I didn't know that." And then what are your usual, I don't know, fucking sales look like, whatever. And then when SJ comes back, they walk away from the group. They're like, "Excuse me," and they walk to meet SJ like halfway before SJ like fully gets to the group. and are like, who is that?
That's Dr. Oh, Bree, hold on. Oh, hello. Oh, okay, sorry. Dr. Adeline Elsner. Apparently, she is, forgive my French, that bitch of plastic
Mm-hmm.
surgery.
Can we hear them
Uh,
talking?
I'm whispering.
That.
Unless y'all want to come over or something, I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't know if they would have followed Venus when they would have been like, I'll be back and walk to meet SJ, but totally sidebar type beat,
I'd say that Asana is like real close to Mallory because she's probably the only person she recognizes here.
That's so cute.
Keith
Adorable.
is making his way to Pia to talk to her.
So, what's your line of work like, officer?
So I do investigations. It's mostly just keeping the neighborhood safe, I guess. I do I can't really say I can't really say what I do because a lot of it is confidential. Um but I do investigations. I sometimes put on cases. Uh Last week I helped a cat out of a tree. That was fun.
Yeah, someone
Um,
could be allergic to that sort of thing.
I am
I
going to switch actually over to Keith, if you all don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Keith, you find Pia. She has, for the most part, stopped crying, but she has found herself consigned to like one corner. You hear occasional sniffles.
Hi, Keith, and he holds his hand out.
She just stares at you.
You doing all right?
My sister is dead.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And you see, he kind of like takes off his hat and does like a little like courtesy bow.
Roll
He's
charm.
like,
Regular.
Oh, this is gonna go
I was trying to
horribly.
be so nice, y'all. What the fuck? I have to let something beat a chance. Please.
Oh, what is my
Listen.
charm?
The more you roll, the
Oh, it's
better
15.
chance if you get it, you can increase your stats. It's fine. Oh
How? And
Lord.
that's actually like a good roll too. She just looks you up and down.
I'm sorry if that was offensive at all, but
It's fine. I don't expect much.
yeah.
Clearly,
But
my
I
sister
actually-
was not the best judge of character or company.
Girl.
Well, I'll act like I didn't hear that. Actually, speaking of judge of character, do you happen to know any of the people that are here for the will hearing?
Roll a fast talk.
Ah, hell. What's
Is
my
that
fast
lower?
talk?
Sweet. What are your stats?
It's a 5.
Never
It's
mind.
a
Just never
5.
mind. Just roll luck. Just roll luck. Dear God in heaven. Dear
I'ma
God.
roll it just
You're
for the hell
gonna
of it.
fail. Now roll a luck.
No.
Now roll a luck.
Never talk again.
Ugh.
I forgot I can't play him like my other characters.
Dude. Sweet Jesus.
Can I get my advantage roll?
Yeah, sure. If you think that will make a
You
difference.
have got to be fucking kidding me.
Got
Bro,
to
this
be
game does
more
not want me
careful.
to succeed.
For reference chat. Fuck.
That's hilarious!
Killing 3 times in a row is insane.
I think I ate all the luck. I'm so sorry, y'all. I clearly don't need it. Oopsie daisy. Whoopsie.
Oh my my goodness.
Yeah, she'll still answer the question. You're just not gonna like the answer. You asked her if she knows anyone here?
Yes.
She looks at you and just goes, "No, do I look like someone who would be interested in my sister's particular line of..." I apologize. No doubt I'm insulting you in whatever line of work you find yourself in.
No,
But
it's
if you
okay.
don't mind,
You're the one. You're the one that's grieving.
If you don't mind, I wish for some quiet while I grieve then. Suffer
All
the
right.
startle waves, sycophants.
Okay. As you wish, ma'am. And he leaves to go back. Then he fuck. Actually, no, not leaves. He fucks off to go to the fucking group. Cause I'm over this.
Oh my god. You join the group. Silver, you online? We're going to go to you because you are in the same room as Dr. Adeline, actually. You just watched Sid, you just watched this random person with green hair run up to Dr. Adeline, talk to them full force, and run the other way. Do you want to make a history check to figure out who this is?
I'm great at those.
Let's give it a shot. Roll the dice. Spin it right. Damn.
We're all terrible, dog.
You have no idea who this is, but this person's in the room. Do you want to speak to them?
Actually, no. I am in full observant mode. I'm not talking to anybody unless they talk to me.
Roll me a listen then.
Sure. I'm slightly better at those. Like marginally.
All right, there we go. Oy.
Yay!
After the strange green-haired person runs away, you hear a very hushed conversation going on between the doctor and the nurse. You do hear the nurse refer to them as Dr. Elsner multiple times, and you, from your research and from your own studies, know that Elsner is the pioneer of plastic surgery and reconstructive surgery specifically within the academy. They founded nearly all of the practice, the work that's done now, every procedure. It came from them. But you know that work severely degraded their body over time and the work that they did. From the hushed conversation you're getting, though, Mindy is not supposed to speak, point blank. And on multiple points, Adeline is threatening to sew her mouth shut if she keeps doing this. But Adeline does eventually just get pushed out of the room and found a new quiet place to be. With very good timing, as someone else walks into the house. Well, 3 people. 3 people walk into the house after your group, where I'm assuming you're all still talking in the foyer.
I'm just listening at this point, defeated.
I want to say at some point.
Go ahead.
I want to say at some point I went to like the people who were crying and tried to comfort them as well.
Yeah. Roll me a psychology.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Did it do it?
Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job comforting them. They stop crying pretty quick.
Okay.
3 people make their way into the house. One is armed with what seems to be a wagon full of boxes, like these very, not even ornate, like very cardboard wooden sheet boxes. Another is armed with a stack of papers. The final one just seems to have notes, all not in funeral attire, but very put together. The one in head that has nothing in their hands calls out, "Excuse me, everybody. If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to begin the will reading promptly, as there is a lot to get through. If all of you wouldn't mind joining us in Miss DeMont's study, it would be greatly appreciated. We will give you 5 or so minutes to consolidate there." And they leave. They make their way to the study and actually begin setting up. You hear people start to chitter around very nervously, putting down their drinks, fixing their hair, their clothes, everything.
Really quick, I speak to Venus and I'm like, okay, we're the only person who was at the funeral, or no, not the only person. Dr. Elsner was one of the people at the funeral. There were only 6 people at the funeral. We have to find out who those 6 people were.
Why were there only 6 people? That doesn't even.
Maddie,
Hmm.
the nurse, her nurse, was like,
Mm-hmm.
there were so many empty seats. So I'm assuming Maddie and her would be 2. So 4 more, unless she
Right.
doesn't catch. Unless
Unless,
she
I mean,
doesn't
Maddie
catch.
would probably be a +1, right?
Right. Do funerals get +1? I never had one.
I'm not sure.
Can I go and
Yeah.
ask the Can I
Wait,
go and
I'm
talk to
sorry.
the sister?
You're free to
Because I
talk
don't
to
think
the
I've
sister.
talked to anybody else. Yeah, I
Go ahead,
haven't talked to
Mallory.
anybody else.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go talk to her.
You approach her sister. She immediately, once again, gives you like an up and down. She's actually stood to go try to start speaking to the lawyers, but they've been very good about like kind of keeping her out of the study while they get things set up. So she's even more irritated now.
Evening. I assume you are related to the deceased in some way. My condolences.
Yes, I'm her younger sister. Thank you so much for your condolences. Is there anything else you need at the moment? We don't know when the lawyers will be opening the office for the will reading. I do not know what she left in the will. It does not assist you to help to start asking me.
It was. I was just asking. Just here to strike conversation, nothing more, miss.
I apologize. I am
A
short-tempered.
modicum of stress, I
At the
assume,
moment.
with events like this.
Well, what other reaction are you meant to have when your sister kills herself in the middle of the night?
My condolences. That just sounds very hard to hear.
And then makes all silly demands to get everything set up within the next few hours of the day. As if this couldn't have taken long.
What's setting up exactly?
She had everything. She had everything set up already. Her whole funeral arrangements, lists, everything, and yet still she left all the hardest parts at the beginning, like actually getting everybody here and cleaning the house. I don't know what in the... I'm very sorry, but I am not one who takes kindly to speaking of the deceased in this way. It is a habit I am most attempting to purge from myself in my devotions. Is there something that you needed?
Nothing in particular, ma'am. Apologies.
Then good day to you. And she's going to walk away.
Yeah, I'm also gonna look for the I probably should ask her if she attended the funeral too.
You could ask her.
The sister.
You can ask her. She walks
Did
away.
you also attend the funeral by any chance?
Of course I... What question is that? Of course I went to my own sister's funeral.
Apologies.
I
It just
believe
seems
there...
most that she invited were not present.
You invite the whole city, and yet more people come to the reading of your will than your funeral. It says a lot about your priorities. And she walks off.
She invited
Can
the whole
I go
city.
talk to her?
Who?
I think
I'm
she's lying.
so
I don't think
scared
she made
now.
it to the funeral.
Can
Actually,
I go
no,
talk
never
to
mind.
the sister?
One more time?
Can I go talk to the sister?
You are so free to go ahead. We'll say this is the last conversation before the will reading.
Bro,
Okay,
this is gonna be
so
so mad.
I want to say that I kind of like overheard that because I'm in the background, but like close enough. And I go up to her, seeing how no one else I went up to went to the funeral. I'm gonna go up to her and it's like, hey, so I heard that you were at the funeral. I actually didn't get a chance to go and see it. Was it beautiful as she was? Was it as beautiful as she was?
Roll me a
Real
fast talk. Actually, roll me a charm.
real quick, can I in the background, can I roll a listen and then also
Yes.
a psychology? Okay.
You may do both. If you pass
If
the
I-
listen, you may roll the psychology.
Okay, cool.
Dang, that was
Okay.
close,
Listening as
too.
well.
That was kind of close.
Extreme success.
Let's go.
You
Can I
listen
re-roll
up.
that one?
You may re-roll your charm.
Shoot. Can I do the
There we
free
go.
reroll?
You may
For
do your
the
free re-roll, yes.
Chicken
Wild.
nuggets. Okay.
Can I listen in with
Yes.
SJ.
Go ahead.
I probably won't get to listen.
Well, can I relay everything to Venus?
Y'all are killing me. Yes.
I'm
Just
fucking
y'all-
crying.
We will just say y'all hear
We
everything
rolled
for the audio.
so bad. Okay,
Oh,
anyways,
I love
whatever.
y'all
Yeah,
so much.
yeah.
I'm giving y'all all kisses. I hope y'all know that. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm gonna lose my crap. Okay.
I'm gonna find a different fucking dice roller. That's what I'm gonna do.
I thought this would be easier because of the auto calculations. We could use other
It
things
is
now.
honestly. It is honestly.
Yeah, I think
It's
I'm gonna
terrible.
buy me a set of
The
dice.
dice
after this.
god, dice gods just hate us. The dice are not with us tonight.
You asked Pia about the funeral arrangements. She sort of goes, "Were you some sort of fan of hers then? Was that what she invited you to be?"
I mean, I was of course a fan, but
Of
she's a
course.
person. She's a person, and everybody deserves a great funeral.
Yes, and I'm certain that's why you only made it to one of the events.
Well, I didn't get the letter in time. I really do wish I went. And then she like starts crying a little bit. She was like, "Well,
Pia just like sort of watches you cry, rolls her eyes, and holds out a clean handkerchief to you. God, stop it!
no,
Stop it! Honest.
no. I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I really shouldn't be the one crying. You were her sister, right?"
You watch as she sort of like straightens her back, stares up at the ceiling. It was a wonderful funeral. My sister has always had a very keen eye when it came to decor and decoration. She had everything planned. She had band and ensured they had the day free, despite not telling them why they would need to come down. Had hundreds of flowers all for her, gifts for all in attendance, music, eulogies, displays of her greatest works, the one she was most proud of. It was beautiful. And barely anybody came. Too busy with their own woes, I suppose.
Sona just pulls on and starts crying. I was like,
Any
"I'm
chance?
so sorry."
She
I'm
is actually
dead.
going to start crying with you.
Oh
Um,
my god.
Congrats, there are
Yeah.
now
Cry
2
circle.
crying people here.
Cry
Like,
circle.
I want to say
Do
she
I
goes
hear?
to hug her.
I haven't left the room, so I just see them both talk, and then they both start crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, she goes to hug her because no
Pia
sister
does not
should
like.
go.
She's like, no.
She said too familiar.
Absolutely not.
On my hard success listen, is there any chance I caught that?
Yes. I'll say yes. I'll just say yes.
Yeah.
I'm just giving it to y'all.
I know you trying to move on to the next thing, but like, I kind of want to ask like everybody in the room,
Go ahead.
did any did anybody else receive their invitation like right as the funeral was happening?
From
Yes.
the,
Yeah.
From them, that's their answer. From the socialites, actually, most of them received theirs at like 5 or 6 in the morning. They all live fairly around here, so they got theirs really early. They just didn't come.
Well, they
Got
could have
mine
made
'cause I
it.
was
I think
cooking
that's
breakfast.
rude.
Damn.
Because I
Just
would have
for the
showed up.
phone.
Now, granted, it would have been for a news story, but I would have been there. Dang.
Sona's just so mad that no one went and she didn't get a chance to go. Like everybody had their chance to go and she couldn't, but she really wanted to be there.
We will then move on as the lawyers once again open up the study and call out, right then, if you all would just follow us inside. Coming into the study, they have set up it's kind of haphazardly set up a lot of couches and extra seats. None of them particularly match. You see everyone starting to file in and take a seat with Pia sitting up front. Where do y'all sit?
Probably somewhere near the front.
Near the door.
Venus doesn't sit. They probably like stand off to the side on a wall.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, Keith would definitely stand next to the door.
Este just sit, but Este takes the seat and moves it like right next to Venus. and then sit with their legs crossed and a notepad,
Mhm.
looking like real
People
serious.
people are looking at you so fucking confused, but no one says anything.
Venus is absolutely staring back at anybody, like having a questioning look in SJ's direction, just like a menacing, wide-eyed, non-blinking stare. Like a fucking, like those anime auras emitting from people, just that, like, do not perceive them.
In the background.
Exactly.
Is Venus SJ's guard dog?
You know what? I think that is like the type of relation that this is becoming. Yeah, like that's absolutely the energy I think they have with this.
Scary dog privileges go burr.
Yeah, Sona's waiting for everybody to sit down because she doesn't want to seem rude and choose a seat first.
Everybody sits
Oh
down.
my
It'll take about a
God.
minute
Oh,
seat.
Asana is so just a fucking cinnamon roll.
Mallory, where are you sitting, dear?
Somewhere near the middle.
All right. And last up, no, it's everybody. Wait, Silver, where are you sitting? I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm up against the wall, just out of the way.
Whole bunch of nerds by the wall. Love it.
Look at us men not sitting.
Plus Venus.
No. I'm about to
Plus
say it's
Venus.
just and Vic plus Venus. Actually, Keith is the only
Yeah, I was
man.
Actually,
only
not
I
sitting.
am the only man. Actually, this is insane.
You are the only man,
Behold.
period. But you are still
Behold.
all the manly man not sitting.
Behold, man brings Pluck's chicken into the game. Behold, a man.
Yes. All caps, TM.
It's because, right. The lawyer sits in front, looking across. I'm certain that you all know that this is a very hard day for both the family as a whole and all of you. You would not be here if you were not close friends of hers, and in her will, she made a point that each of you should be here today to hear what words that she had to say and give what she could with the kindness of her heart. So, we are going to get started. First of all, shuffles around the paper, pulls out a stack of them, sets them in front of him. You see the others on the side pulling out boxes and starting to kind of set them up to be handed out. Me preparing myself to do the monologue again. I, Agnes Demont of sound, mind, and body, declare this to be my last will and testament. I revoke all prior wills and consolidates made by me. I, Agnes Demont, she gives the address, being of sound body, mind, memory, soul, and understanding, do hereby declare this document to be my last will and testament. I make this freely and voluntarily, under no duress. I appoint the Demont lawyer and executor firm to serve as the executor of this will. If this executor is unable to be found, then I appoint my sister Pia as the alternate executor. In addition, I have added a clause to my will. Each item given and received must be accepted in totality. Should any part of it be refused, then the entire amount given will be refused and passed on to a series of additional people labeled out throughout this will in latter chapters and contents. Should any discrepancies, claims, or contestants be made against the will, the person will find themselves in contempt and lose their right to inherit all assets, with them once again being sent out to all given resources. Any asset not claimed will immediately be sold, liquidated, and donated to the Demont Film Research Society, dedicated towards researching historical works of art. We will begin with the first inheritor. There's a long pause as they shuffle their papers. Stop, stare at their curtains, pile, look up, look back down. Mallory Mordicus.
That's me.
To Mallory Mordicus, I leave the contents of box A, including a hand mirror that was prized to me in my own personal time and experience, silverbacked and cleaned regularly. Please care for it in the way that I care for you. I also leave the logs of my personal hobbies as well as my travel, takeoff, and departure logs, all of which can be found in Box A. In addition to this, I leave all ownership of Demont film studio rights and contract works to you and your name and judgment. This will include the rights to my work, all employer contracts, all estate sales and commission made from works prior existing and current, the chance to use my likeness, the chance to use my music, both written and otherwise, and the ability to continue holding my vocal records wherever you might choose.
Okay. You're gonna have to DM me that because I'm not gonna remember. I'm trying to type it down as you.
All
as you tell
good.
me.
In essence, you have just been left her entire career. It has just been handed to you. Everything that is emphasized, everything that is her career has been handed to you, including any money it makes in general. Every time her movie is played, she get like $500,000 at a film for every showing. It is now goes to you in your name, alongside an entire content in Box A.
Can I try to infer why she left that for me specifically?
Unfortunately, not right now. You don't have enough time.
Oh, no.
Definitely not, because I'm rushing.
No, okay, well, I guess I'll just take it then.
To Keith Briggs.
What the?
I leave the contents of Box 2, including a pocket watch and moon dial that held dear personal sentimentality to me. This pocket watch was created by a dear close friend of mine. Please utilize it to its fullest extent. Instructions for how to retune it and rewire it have been included. In addition, I leave costumes and mask of my first ever performance, A Night in Songale. You would know The Night in Songale is the first movie that Demont was ever really well known for doing. It was one of her bigger works. And those are the costumes that are in that box. In addition, I leave to you control of the Demont Trust. This will include all of our scholar and outreach programs, the personal estate funds that come in through any product and work. The lawyers will go over what this means for you on a more personal note and what this will mean for how you are capable of allocating those funds. In short, you have just been handed her entire charity fund.
And Keith is like looking at this just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know her.
Yes,
Why
also,
is she giving me this?
A lawyer comes over and hands each of you a box. It is again these cardboard box, but there is 2 scrawled across the top and 1 scrawled across the top.
Okay.
These are more boxes that are the different ones that are from like Box A, Box B.
These boxes contain all of the items. So, Ari, in your box, you will find the hand mirror and what seems to be a scrap binder travel log. If you've ever seen people that will like take record of flights that have taken off either in their local area or smaller airports, what types of planes they were, how fast they traveled, where their destinations was. It is basically a hobbyist log. It's a hobbyist flight log, but it's just for trains.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Keith is very visibly confused right now. He's like trying to figure out if this was like one of his clients that didn't pay him back.
To Asona Mitz. I leave 2 prized puzzle boxes of my own creation and works. I do remind you that the key to them is the key to all. In addition, I leave to you a music box that held the first song I have truly worked on. I'd hope that this song brings you joy and clarity in all things. In addition, I name Sona Mitz as the inheritor of my honorary title as Lady Demont. While she might not take on my last name, as that belongs solely to my family and blood, you will take my title as Dame for the accomplishments that I have received in the film industry. May you serve the title as well as I have.
Yeah, she just straight up starts bawling.
Oh, God.
I knew it. Oh.
Like, what?
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Like, and like as soon as he said puzzle pieces, she's as happy as a golden retriever.
I'm gonna.
Like,
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
she's barely listening to the second half. She's like, puzzle pieces, what?
The music box is so sweet.
Can I just say
Yeah.
I'm barely keeping up with all the shit everybody is getting. I'm
No, I'm
No,
not
for
gonna lie.
real.
After Isona, okay. After Isona, Keith is actually gonna speak up and be like, "Wait, what about the sister?"
no shit.
Excuse
Don't
me.
say that.
No,
Please,
honestly,
No,
Mr.
we're
Mr. Briggs, we will need you to wait till the end of the reading, if you don't mind, before we have any contestation of the will.
does no one realize how weird this is? Everyone's just gonna go along
Venus,
with it.
SJ's writing.
Venus like looks at Keith and they like nod. They're like, this is strange,
I
but
mean, this
let her
is
finish.
her last.
If you don't mind,
This is
I would
her
just
last
like
will.
to get through this reading, and then we can handle the paperwork and legalities after this matter. Yes?
Yes, please continue.
Wonderful. Thank you. Venus Redwood, actually. To you, your gift is far simpler. Venus, you're handed the smallest of the boxes. Yours has a 4 written on top, and the lawyer actually waits for you to open the box.
Okay. Venus like looked at the lawyer, looks at the box, and they're like, right now?
If you wouldn't mind. She has been very
They
particular
open
in
it.
her will. Opening the box, you find a strange cylinder coated in small dots, one of the inside pieces of a music box that would play on a metal cone. You also find a series of keys with Demont's symbol, the bird flying behind the M. The lawyer again clears his throat. To Venus Redwood, an old, close friend and ally, I leave to you my home and all of its contents. In addition, I leave to you a song of my own creation. May it serve you well in your new home.
Venus like blinks blankly at the box and like looks at SJ and then just like nods and steps back to the side.
SJ's mouth is hanging open.
Like when Venus like joins you, Venus like kind of leans over and their mouth is also hanging open and they like lean over and show like the contents of the box. They whisper like, "What the fuck?
They're
The
like,
house?
The very house you're sitting in.
oh my.
Insane."
I can make so much pasta in that kitchen. We'll talk later.
Venus just nods. They're like, "Drew, you good?"
To Sid Jamison.
Eh?
I leave to you, and again, you're handed a box that has 5 written on top of it. And I have these write-ups, don't worry. I know it's a whole lot of information. That was the point. To you, I leave my old academy yearbook. May it bring you joys, memories, and I leave it to you in hopes that you can write not on the tragedy of my death, but the memories of my youth. In addition, I leave to you some favorite pieces of mine. In addition, I leave to you some favorite pieces of mine, both from my own personal works, hobbies, and the likes. In addition, the remainder of my liquid assets will be left to you. This will include the majority of my cash fortune, which should total to $500,000.
SJ! Hold on.
Oh my fucking god!
Immediately dies.
Catches SJ.
Right, SJ almost falls off of the chair. SJ is sweating and is just writing chicken scratch at this point. It's just illegible.
And 2-1 silver. I leave to you the entire collections of my libraries, but mainly I leave to you my 2 favorite books. May they find you as much joy in your work and learnings as they have in mine. In addition, I leave you this set of keys. While I am not at liberty to tell you what they unlock, may you one day find the knowledge that they hold behind them. In addition, I leave to you the entirety of my collection of jewels, regalia, and all of their collective worth. This will include any asset jewels that are gifted to me, insured or otherwise.
This is
Oh.
insane.
I think Silver, listens and nods. It's definitely more than he was expecting. Not as crazy as a house, but
Can you?
he kind of like.
I feel like making you panic a little, and the dice also want you to panic. From behind you, you hear two socialites whisper. How else was she thinking, giving that guy the diamonds of the Empire? It is going to very partially dawn on you. She has one of the largest collection of jewelry known. If you sold it, it would be worth a good $1 million, if pawned decently, successfully.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, that cough, that was real, but that's also what he does. Because I'm sorry, what?
Holy fuck shit.
You
said, wait, I'm sorry, what were the jewels called?
Just the diamonds of the Imperium.
Wow. Okay. The fucking country we live in?
Yep.
Like wow.
If you all know that one particular necklace of Marie Antoinette's that put her in particularly hot water, it'd be very similar in style and worth.
Holy shit. Okay.
I just want to say,
and Silver wanted the house, please.
I just want to more jewelry. That's just one of the pieces.
I just want to say something real quick. If I was Pia, the crash out I would have would be
I would have
crashed out at the house.
Catching
honestly.
a body.
Catching
an immediate body.
Speaking of Pia, actually.
Oh Lord. Yeah, can I get a psychology check on her? How's she looking?
Yes,
you don't have to make a check. The lawyer gets to the final part of this and goes, and finally, to Pia Demont, my dear sister, all I have ever wished is to keep you safe. I am sorry that we have clashed as much as we have. But I gift you this and hope that it will see you through. And Pia is handed a letter. Only a letter.
She really must hate her sister. She's doing the 6 feet under.
Hold on. Let her finish.
She said they've clashed a lot. Oh yeah, okay, yes. This letter, please.
Pia takes this letter, stares at it, and does not even bother opening it before she slams her hands on the desk of the store's office and shouts, "Get out! Every last one of you get the hell out of my sister's house right now! All of you!"
Girl, this isn't your house anymore.
Yeah, I was like, technically,
this is... Get the hell out! And she begins to throw objects from the desk.
Oh, hey.
Not even particularly at you all, but at everybody in this room. You watch as you look around this room. The socialites and actresses in this room look absolutely... They look a mix of disappointed and annoyed, but the moment Pia starts to throw things, all of them look terrified and hightail it out. The directors that were in the room... The directors and producers in the room are all specifically giving Mallory the dirtiest looks of their lives as they leave. All of them leave. I'm just going to be under the impression that all of you stay.
Absolutely.
I take a picture. I absolutely have taken a picture of Pia. Actually, can I roll to sneakily take a picture of Pia crashing out?
You are so free to do that. Roll sneak, whatever you
Can I try to...
Oh, what? Love it.
Hold on.
Yeah, you get a really good photo of Pia crashing the fuck. She is, like, quite literally, the veil has come off her. Her hair is undone. She is screaming at the top of her lungs at this lawyer.
And
can I try?
I'm gonna wait outside.
I'm gonna
try to talk to her while she's crashing out.
I want to try and calm her down a little bit.
I'm gonna say, as a police officer, can I go to kind of just grab her? Like,
the police officer should probably do something.
Going out of.
Yeah,
you are all absolutely free to do so. In our next session, we're gonna end there.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe my eyes.
I got like 2 puzzles. That's crazy.
You
I'm
also got a
looking at-
title. You are nobility now.
Wait, huh?
That's
Mm.
even more insane.
Yeah, you done skipped a couple of classes.
We did shoot.
That's
I did shoot
crazy.
up to like the
We
top
all did.
1%. I don't know how to feel about that, honestly.
That's kind of crazy.
Sweet
I
Jesus.
am now one of the rich people, so
All of you are one of the rich people. Congratulations. You can play the song Bourgeoisie and relate to the other side of it.
Bro,
Oh, hey,
Tuesday
Prim, did
marked
our
long
background
fast
on your stream change?
It did not.
Oh, I'm tweaking then.
The names just flash kind of oddly, but I kind of like it. They look cool.
Can I?
I
just
thought the
say-
background behind the portraits had changed. I don't know why I thought that.
Ooh, spooky. Maybe they did.
wait. So
It's all by
Maybe it
design.
did.
Sure.
Ooh,
What?
yeah, spooky.
I don't notice anything changing. What are you talking? I'm totally kidding. It's the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is an honor to fucking be back. I forgot how much I miss doing this. I appreciate to my party for giving me the space to do this utter chaos and to bully them for an entire 4 hours straight. I appreciate chat for participating and joining in. We are gonna go ahead and do outros. We're gonna do them in the same order as we did intros. For your outros, please say your name, your character, and if there's any social medias you would like the lovely folks to follow you on. We are going to start with our lovely Ariexi.
You can still call me Roxy again, and I play Mallory. You can find me mainly on Instagram and TikTok under @xr dang, I can't talk. At it's Artsy. You'll find me there pretty much, and I'm pretty much active on social media all the time. So yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Next up, the
Oh.
lovely Brie.
Hi, I am Bree. You can find me on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday for Roll for Luck on Girls Run These Worlds. You can also find me on TikTok. Yes, as Bren Nikki. And yeah, those are the places you could find me. That is it. Goodbye. I have money now? I don't know. Goodbye.
Welcome to being rich. Next up, the lovely Mac. And yes, all of you are lovely. Deal with it.
Once again, I am Mac Epiphany. You can find me at all the places at Mac Epiphany and or Coco Mac Productions. You can find me here on Twitch at Epiphany_underscore games 616 on Mondays for the last few sessions of Hillard University Class Delta.
No.
And other than that, yeah, this is where you'll see me for a little while. Let you know when I have something else coming up.
Do it. All right, Fox.
Hey, this is Voice Fox. You can find me on my Twitch channel that I'm probably going to revive within the next couple of days. We're gonna be playing a bunch of games and stuff like that. Valorant, Zema Zone Zero, whatever you suggest in the chat. I'm actually going to be playing Disco Asylum. That's what I'm going to be playing next time I revive my Twitch channel. So tune in.
Disco Elysium, I think is what you're trying to say.
Yes, it was. I can't read.
I'm not even going
Good
to
thing
tease
I
you for
just.
that one because I've done that so many
Good thing
times.
I just played.
Yeah,
games.
same.
Next up, our wonderful Blue.
Hi y'all, I'm Blue. You can catch me in the internet streets as King V_, and that's King with the Y. You can catch me here every Tuesday at 8, and you can also catch me on Batty Bards' channel everywhere you listen to podcasts for Echo, the gay ass sci-fi space opera.
It is so amazing. Please go check it out. And last, but once again not least, Chuck.
So I'm Chelsea, and other than here, you won't be able to find me. So
Oh dear.
Period.
They're a ghost.
If you like Chell in
Period.
specific, too bad. There is no content.
I must say, let me know here if you want some. But as of right now,
Mhm.
Once this is over, you'll never see me again.
And once again, I am the lovely Prim, the oddest of Lottles. Thank you all so much for coming in. If you like my content here, I'm going to be making a partial effort. We're going to see how long it lasts to be active on my other social medias. So go ahead and give me a follow here. We'll be here every Tuesday. You can also give me a follow on all my other social medias to check out the lovely content I make there. But with all of that said, I will see you all later. Have a good night. And go to bed. My God, go to bed.
Nah.